Ahoy, Hexagon Crypto Pirates. I'm RG3, and this is your Discourse Syndicate, and I'm your captain. My right-hand guy, Hex Moses, Litecoin Moses, Hex Jesus, is not with me at this moment. And in his defense, guys, he has a job. He has two businesses, and he does like 3 or 4 different streaming platforms, and he's all over the place all the time. So I give him shit for not being here on time, but he definitely has good reason. But what I do have is one of our cutthroats in the back here, and he's one of our regulars, and it's the old salty dog like myself, Johnny Chaos. What's up, dude?
How goes it, RG? I heard the call, so here I am.
Oh, yeah, man. I sent out the message saying it's so we were trying to get the TikTok guy that blew up Dogecoin over the last week to come on. He's been talking to us, but he's been a little reluctant. He's not really a crypto dude. He's I don't know what he does. He does something else, some kind of a sports thing or something. I don't know. And he kind of accidentally just put that out there, and it went viral and blew Doge up and made a mess out of things, I guess. But I guess it's all simmered back down.
It's kind of funny. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, Doge is pumping. Doge is pumping." Have you guys not seen Hex this past year? 100%. Woo! Look, they made double their money. Woo! That's something extreme there. That's some serious pumpage going on. Everything's depressing now, man.
I know. That's funny. It is funny that, they'll give something. Well, I mean, it is news when Doge pumps. I mean, come on, dude. Has Doge ever pumped? I mean, other than maybe a few minutes there in 2017, it's never pumped. But let me jump in and say hello to everybody in the chat room first. So, hey, so Hex Toshi, Franklin saying Hex, thanks guys for coming in. Echo Build, hey, that's the old from last night. Let's see, what does it say here? So this guy, so Into the Fire says, what an epic morning for me. First good texture, then Hexo, now pirate time. It's like, I posted the thumbnail reluctantly. I was like, man, do I even throw Discourse Syndicate up tonight? Because it was like freaking 8 hours of streaming already. I mean, how much Hex can we talk about in one day? But I guess we've had 24-hour streams. We've had, all kinds of other streams. But anyway, hey, Bran, welcome again, my buddy. I got ice creams and lemons flowing like always. Thanks, guys, for all the Astronoid. Thanks for the diamond, bro. You're always being real generous to the stream. We appreciate you, man.
We haven't seen Franklin for a while.
Yeah, Franklin, I saw him on. He's been on Twitter all day. He's been on. He was on with Good Texture and Hexo. So he's been out there, man. Okay. He's been out there all day today. Orion Kinetics. We got another Kinetics here. I forget about him. Stylus 19. Let's see. Hector the Protector 22. Thanks for the ice cream, bud. He's in. Who else is in here? RG shades are not glasses. Yeah, fuck you too, man. Doge went from 16 sats to 314 sats on Polonix. Nice. That was a more than double, huh? So what up, everybody? And then Brian McGruger just dropped a diamond on us. Thanks, bro. Let's see. Into the Fire says, no, it's all good. RG3, the pirate, keep us educated and entertained during these crazy times. Much appreciated. Black Square, hey, welcome. So, yeah, man, keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself educated, talking about the same old things over and over again. I guess, the community is getting newer and newer as far as people coming in. I mean, I know we have our old salties and we have everybody that, follows the show and understands, share price and how to stake and, the charts and the number of wallets, those things get talked about on a regular basis. I try and bring some basics every now and then just to talk about Hex, because I know we got a new audience here on Dlive. So just trying to keep it interesting. We've got a lot of things coming. A lot of shit happened this week, man. Did you catch any of it that went down this week?
Oh yeah, soccer game, the Hex taxi that's out.
So let's talk about
really
that for a minute.
Too.
So Good Texture was saying that he thinks it's Conrad who is doing that because it's like European stuff, or it was in England. You're shaking your head.
We know who's doing it because somebody requested for the graphic artist to design the stuff, so we know who did it. But that's beside the point. I think it's kind of funny, certain people are getting antsy, even though we're not supposed to expect anything of them, and they're not going to say anything about anything they're going to do until after the OA is done. For those purposes, but I think somebody's getting a little bit antsy and they just can't wait to start putting together some of those ideas that they have in mind, and now they're starting to kind of trickle out there just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
and the other thing, there was another ad that showed up on some. It looked like a London corner with a big
marquee
sign, but that was fake. That was all what do you call it? Yeah.
But it's easily to do, and it could happen. All you got to do is rent that space.
Yeah.
And anybody can rent that space at any time. I was laughing about it. I've got a marquee out in front of my shop that if I wanted to, I got a secondary sign there. If I wanted to, I could put up a hex sign there. It's not really a big deal, but we're not used to seeing crypto advertisements in the real world.
Yeah.
Very
few.
That's
you see very few of them.
That's the kicker. But see, that's the thing with all the gatekeeping and everything. The fact that they can only gatekeep a very, very small community. You cannot gatekeep the world, So when something becomes more mainstream and it's marketed on a more mainstream thing, what happens is it becomes the thing because more people seem to know about it, Yeah. If you literally ask people how, if you start asking people how many people actually know Bitcoin, if you're not talking to the crypto community, they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's that one thing, but they're not really conscious of it, It's such a small amount of people that, even know there's anything other than Bitcoin if they even know Bitcoin. So mainstream is what we want. That's where we're going to find adoption.
Yeah, for a while there, I was thinking, we need the crypto space to jump in and chime in, and to be honest, they're going to continue to gatekeep, and we'll get a trickle in probably, is my thought now. I thought if we were going to have the floodgates open, it was going to take some mainstream crypto people to kind of come in and get involved in the project and this and that. But man, just watching that whole Doge thing go down and seeing how quickly. You can have a viral or black swan event from outside, and now with some of the tools that Hex has available with this new onboarding platform. You saw? Did you see Hex Toys' new onboarding platform?
Yep, that's sweet.
Yeah, man, that was. I think I'm gonna try and pull that up. I want to pull it up. I think we've got some pictures here of it, but I mean, obviously, I'm seeing a lot of new onboarding tools out there. In other crypto communities, other coins are starting to use onboarding tools like this. So something changed. I don't know what the change was, or the tech is that has provided this, but it's obvious that something has opened up and regulations have changed where the gatekeeping for that technology has opened somehow. Do you understand what's going on there?
We're getting a lot of pretenders, that we're getting the pretend DeFi now, and it seems like they're all trying to follow the Hex path. Actually, oh, you're staking, you're making interest. So we're still getting that we're flat. What do they say? Imitation is the best form of flattery, or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's what we got going on here, and it's sad because I mean it's so complex. It's like they're taking fractional banking and loans and trying to make it, trying to make the crypto more centralized and more of a debt scenario than a wealth building scenario. So I'm not really impressed with all the fake DeFi stuff that's coming out, and it's imitating,
Well, what I was getting at was the onboarding. I mean, like I said, I'm noticing that a lot of different platforms are using that onboarding tool, and I know that there's a whole bunch of attempts at staking and whatnot, but the onboarding is what I'm seeing a lot of, and that's going to be the one thing that brings in, new crypto people. People.
Well, like Staker app that Firebond and Steph are working on. That's another onboarding tool that we don't know what it is yet, and they're keeping it really quiet because they don't want to get copied before it gets to the market. That's what tends to happen is you start working on something, and that's why they really got to keep it close to their chest because they don't want somebody copying it before they get it to market.
Let's see. I'm trying to look for something. Go ahead and keep talking if you can. I can't I can't dig things up and talk at the same time like Hexo does. Let's see here. Where is
it's absolutely crazy though. I mean, to see, these I watched Ivan on Tech go through the whole list of DeFi programs and what they are and what they do and how they're doing it. It's like they're literally recreating the banking system that we already have that sucks. I just, I need to dig deeper into it to find out what it is that they're doing. But this whole idea of you have to borrow money, to loan money, to yield farm, to this, to that, look, we've got it down to a simple science where you just buy the coin, you stake it, you wait. There's none of this handing over your keys, a centralized entity, all of this stuff. You just know that when you go to sleep at night, there's going to be more HEX the next day. I mean, it's you're not loaning anything to anybody or trying. I mean, that's where the complications come in. That's where people should be wary, is when you're loaning money that doesn't exist, in a fractional banking sort of way.
Yeah,
Mr. Hex Jesus.
Hey, Johnny Chaos. What's up, man?
What do you think of all this crazy compound and all these different yield farming crazy things going on?
I mean, I personally think we're getting dangerously close to basically remaking what the banking system was originally, which is like fractional reserve. We're making fractional reserve crypto, and it's
fractional reserve crypto,
and compound's already at 3x leverage. So for every $1 of assets, it's loaning out 3 more than it actually has. So it works really well. We're in a positive feedback loop when that means price is going higher, the assets under the DAI token staying stable, Maker going up in price, everything's working good. But as soon as you get an 80% correction, like Richard says all the time, you start reaching into problems. Let's just say you have the asset drop 20%. It's like since it's 3x leverage, right? It's a 60% hit, right? And at a certain point, it liquefies. I mean, not like, it liquefies your bags.
Liquidate.
Yeah,
it does liquefy your bags.
I mean,
the
literally,
Norse,
like
man.
all the money, you're like, whoa. But but it's got a lot of money behind it. So this is going to be spectacular fireworks when this eventually, self-destructs, which it will. But this could self-destruct, 2 years from now, a year and a half from now. There's been another token I have had my eyes on. I was talking to RG3 about it off screen. Was synthetics, but I'm still researching it and everything. But basically, you can make a fake version of anything and trade it. So it's sort of like you have the fake market. So that's coming. You can make fake HEX, fake Bitcoin, fake ADA, fake anything. You can trade it, and it's basically kind of copying what Uniswap does, where it's just one gigantic pool for everything. So you have someone always to trade against, so it's. I think it's going to do pretty well, but
so is it going to operate like it's got its own token, and then you're going to go in and trade fake coins and then come out with their token type of thing?
Some sort of thing, like so, sort of like you have to trade in ETH to get their token, and then from their token you can then use that to get some of that wrapped fake token or whatever. So it's like ETH, then you got their token, and then you got the token you're trading on. And then I don't think, at least for synthetics so far from my research, because I've only been researching for about a week and a half, so I'm not, I'm still kind of shaky on the whole thing. But from what I can figure out, it basically, if the asset that they're copying crashes down, you just get X'd out. But I don't think the pool gets destroyed, or at least the token gets destroyed. It would take almost all the assets getting liquefied and stuff, basically, for then the liquidity pool to run out or something, or it already have to cause some sort of like a run on the bank for it's sort of like the same thing of like, if someone takes all the liquidity out of the pool, that might be sort of what could kill it, essentially. But that would basically mean it would always like lose all its liquidity during like the market crashing, essentially, or during the bear market.
So it's basically a gambling trading platform that you use other tokens metrics to trade against within their ecosystem.
Yeah.
And then that's fucked up, man.
I know.
So just when you thought HEX was complicated and most people wouldn't understand it, they got to go and start making fractional reserve crypto,
right,
which they're setting prices and doing all the stuff that they accuse us of doing. It's so fascinating,
Right. And it's all big money behind it. I mean, it's all the people behind Coinbase and all those guys. I forgot the name of the fund that basically funded it. It was Horowitz. It's like this major financing firm and stuff that does a lot of startup capital raising. Andreessen Horowitz, I think that's the fund behind a like Compound, behind Coinbase, behind Synthetics. It's behind a lot of projects in the background, and they're like, people get jealous of this company. This company gets like all the deals come to them. Like they pretty much get the pick of the litter a lot of the time. So they essentially, what they do is if they choose to invest in you, and you're like, these founders are on their hands or knees, like, please let me please you, right? And then so I have chosen you. Then from there, they essentially have this entire team of lawyers, people do hirings and stuff, and essentially they take you from a $50 million company, $100 million company, and fast track you to $1 billion. If for some fucking reason your company can't scale fast enough, discarded. Well, okay, it died, or it flames out, and basically they're just doing the old model of like
money grab.
It's a money grab.
It's a freaking money grab, is what it is.
Yeah, for every 10 companies that they invest in, 3 make money, 2 of them do okay, 1 makes basically all their money. So they're just basically pumping up everything as fast as they can, like nitro, and then the other 7 companies, well, that failed. Okay, trash. Okay, and then, or maybe from that, after they get trashed, they take some of the players they like and then put them into the next company. It's a wash, bro.
Oh man, this is such. See, now when I was listening to people explain, the leveraging and everything, and they said, but you got to watch it because if you're over leveraged, you can get liquidated. And I'm like, okay, there's a red flag right there. First of all, you're supposed to be staking your coins to gain interest, but you can get liquidated? Come on over to HEX, folks. We don't liquidate it. Your HEX stays right there in the contract until you take it out. Right. And when you take it out, you will have more HEX. There's none of this liquidation shit. That is a red flag. That damn fractional reserve crypto.
But and HEX is always going to be a tool for that. And that's kind of what I like. But basically, like what whatever Richard and whoever what the team was who made HEX and stuff in the background, they basically made the most stablest form of basically the savings account with the CD product. That's just like ironclad and like granite, right? But then the rest of the bank is still getting made right now. all this DeFi stuff is just basically other banking products and stuff, right? So it's like imagine like right now they're trying to figure out ways to make like what do you call that, like synthetic mortgage swaps and things like that. All kinds of, so all those products you see right now in the traditional world, they're just trying to make the Bitcoin version. I mean the crypto version of it, essentially the decentralized version, that's the hot word right now. DeFi, CeFi, all the staking,
and it's all shiny objects and real jingly noises and stuff that are making people jump on all these things. So they're just gonna put bullshit on them to freaking take people's money, man. It's pathetic. It's pathetic,
right? And
I'm concerned, man. This is going to be worse in 2017. People are so going to get wrecked on the buzzword DeFi.
There's going to be
miss out on
so many.
So you've heard
they're just shoveling it. They're shoveling it down people's throats, and every time they don't want to mention HEX because HEX is the real thing, and what they're doing is not the real thing. They don't want anybody to look. It's like, don't look over there, guys. Don't look at what they're doing over there. That actually works.
There's another DeFi project that just over the weekend that shut itself off.
Which one?
To stop something. I can't remember, man. It'll hit me in a minute, but
it wasn't Tether, right? Wasn't it Tether and like USDC or something like that? Where they like
them too. They had a situation too where they shut down, right?
Right. Yeah, they shut down a bunch of addresses supposedly for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that, but I knew the stable coins were already doing that. But I mean, I was surprised about Tether a little bit. I knew USDC was going to be up to their fuckery, but but Tether, I was like, and Tether is the fucking Hydra out here. They have their money. They have their money dipped in everybody's pockets out here, and all the companies they have. I mean, there's a reason why people don't openly shit talk Tether ever. They're paying the bills, dude, for real.
So RG3 shades are not glasses says, I've got a bag of synthetics since last October.
Yep.
I've bought 135 Seth, I guess. Oh, synthetic. As I'm long, ETH is very clever, but too complicated to describe.
Right. So a lot of these products are really good when everything's awesome, right? But so when you're in like
that's the smoke screen, man. That's the smoke screen, because once we get a bull run, these guys can throw this shit out there. Like, I mean, they just start doing their marketing, their advertising, and they throw it out in front of everybody and get everybody in the chat rooms all freaking hyped out over it. And they do all these freaking, they get everybody into them, and then, man, they're gonna shit on some heads. Heads.
I'm not sure if this is going to happen in this run or the next run, right? But eventually, so you've heard of that thing, not your keys, not your crypto. Like, I mean, that's like it came from like Bitcoin basically, right? But what's going to happen is like a lot of time it's like, it's not even that let's just say you have your coins on an app. That's not even, that's like, okay, questionable, right?
Did you see CZ's last advertisement? He said, do you really want to hold your keys? It's safer to hold them on Binance or something like that. He just posted something like that today. And it's like, that's their problem. They don't want you holding your keys. They want you holding it let them hold it for you. Let them hold your hand.
Yeah. But but also let's just say you are trying to because at the same time, I'm not trying to close my eyes to all this stuff, right? Is because you don't want to be a maxi as well, right? Is if you do choose to leave some coins on there, have it in your brain that if something happens, it's gone. Don't cry about it. Be like, you did that. Just like you, we all take responsibility. Like in HEX, like it's my coins, my crypto. I chose to make my stake this long. I chose this. I chose to emergency end stake. I chose to end stake. Everything, right? That responsibility, you have to have that same fucking level of responsibility like an adult when you're like, okay, I'm gambling with this. I've got to be okay if I lose it. Right, but most people they'll have a bitch fit and they'll cry and everything. It's the same shit. You're gonna start seeing people crying about sending ETH into the phase 0 contract, and then like, fuck, I can't get my ETH out. Fuck,
I'm done with crypto, dude. I'm done with it. I just everything. I really try and keep an open mind and look at everything, and especially everything on the HEX project that's built around it. I try and keep an open mind with everything. but everything is failing out there. Everything is got fuckery mixed into it. You know, forget pumpamentals. It's fuckery that's mixed into all the crypto.
Right.
And the fuckery, they hide it so well, and they pump people. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, these are people that I go in and out of some of these chat rooms and watch people talk and listen to some of the stuff they're saying. And the hopium is like fucking mainlined into all these different crypto projects that are out there. And it's like, wait, you're just running to the new next nice shiny object out there. I mean, there's new shit coming out all the time, especially with the word DeFi attached to it. You know, you see it everywhere. And these people are talking about it like it's like, you know, it's like, wait a minute, did you learn nothing over the last and a lot of these people are HEX people that I'm seeing talking about all this other shit. And it's like, have you not seen or learned anything from HEX and, you know, what it's supposed to look like, what DeFi is supposed to look like, what a coin is supposed to look like, you know, and all of the things that are coming out on HEX are really looking solid or close to DeFi, like Uniswap. You know, Uniswap is you know, good, but it's got some issues. I'm not going to say it doesn't. And now we've got this. What's the HEX? HEX mix we got.
Oh,
or
HEX mix.
So we got the HEX mix. So all these tools are starting to be built around HEX that are starting to show promise.
Now there's a 10% hidden fee in that. Be aware.
And
if you're using the HEX mix, it's a developer fee that's in that, so you are going to get out less HEX than you put in. And they don't really disclose what that fee is, and the guy has been adjusted. You see it when it comes back out. You don't get it, but it's not like it's something. A screen comes up and says you're going to pay this much. They're not being really upfront on that. And I'm not saying that it won't improve or not. Just be cautious when you're using things like the mixers, because there are sometimes hidden fees in these things that are being built on it, and they're just in beta. So you got to be cautious about them.
So I think this run, obviously, when the prices collapse eventually, right? Because we always get an 80% correction or more, right? With the alts and Bitcoin and everything else, right? People who are holding some synthetic tokens of those tokens, obviously, boom, lose value and lose liquidity and have to hold them, right? I think on the next run that you might start getting like synthetic fusion tokens. So fusion between two tokens. So like, let's just say you were able to fuse like Ethereum with like Cardano, and you have like a basket fusion synthetic currency of the two. So it's sort of like a basket currency between the two. Dude, shit's going to get saying like wild, dude. Shit's going to get wild. This is not on. I don't think that's going to happen this run because it's too early. They need to kind of like, you know, really in slowly, but like by the next run. So whenever we crash and then finally you get to the bear market and go back up again, right? So this is probably like 2025, 2027, 2029. I don't know, like around that time of the decades, you'll have all these fusion.
So you're talking
products.
like a stock spider or whatever, right? Isn't that what
they call it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, some like fusions, like basket of currencies, but it's a coin. So you're holding a coin that's a synthetic version of a bunch of other coins. So it's like you're not even holding the coins at all, right? And then it's going to cause this cascade of like who actually owns the coins, right? And then maybe if you're lending your coins out, you'll get your coins back. But then you have this other level of fucking insanity, which is like you're not even holding real coins at all. You're just holding
because they're synthetic. They're really just kind of only in that ecosystem can you trade them as say HEX Bitcoin or whatever. And it's now you got a HEX Bitcoin that's fused together that's only tradable within the synthetic
system, and they're the first to market kind of with this. There's going to be other ones that are going to be crazier. Like, dude, synthetics might look like, wow, synthetics is like grandma synthetics. Like, we got fucking synthetic Nexo over here, bro. This, you know, they give me 50x long too on my fucking dude. Then the leverage comes in to these synthetic products and stuff where you start getting Bitcoin 20x long coin, synthetic coin. Where like whenever Bitcoin goes up 1%, you get 20x leverage on it or something like instantly. And oh my dude, it's shit's gonna get
trading bad, holding good, trading bad, holding good.
Right.
Collect that trustless interest. Don't chase those gains.
Right. And I just want to warn everybody, because one day, right, especially as Hex gets out a big payday, and we've been around for years, right, there's going to be a synthetic Hex. Mark my words on that. Someone's going to do it.
Crypto has lost its fucking mind, man. I'm telling you. It's like the more and more I see what's going on. I thought that maybe with DeFi coming out that crypto would pull its head out of its ass and we'd hear like this big pop or whatever.
Right.
But no, they're burying their head.
They're into Richard's idea about copying existing bank instruments. Just the only problem is they're copying the wrong damn ones. They're not talking about building wealth. They're talking about building debt.
Right.
Ooh.
And then you're going to start seeing as well, you're going to start seeing what you saw in the media industry, where you have a couple of these players in the background start buying all the coin telegraphs and all the big news outlets for crypto. Right now, cool, we regulated this now.
So like Snoop Dogg's going to buy them up some crypto outlets and shit, right?
Buying them up some fake news, buddy.
Yeah,
fake news. They write it, you believe it, you buy it. It becomes nothing but advertisement narrative.
Right, but it's like, imagine, okay, I have $100 million fund. I have a company that I partially own right here. We all have a little piece in it, and then we tell them, hey, start buying Cointelegraph on the low. Okay, cool. Now they listen to us, but it's like, here's me telling him to tell them what to do, right? And then it's like they blame him, but they don't know I'm telling him. Right, so it's like, step removed. They don't know who's actually telling people what to do, and then they've already are starting to create narratives and shit, right? Then from there, this is like tail end. We start bribing fucking YouTubers and bribing whoever other people and stuff.
Crypto's lost its fucking mind. I mean, margin trading in crypto was crazy, but this shit that's coming out now, this shit that's going to sit here is like fucking Charles Manson eating Fruit Loops on your fucking front porch shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, it's going to get out of control, and Hex is going to look better and better and better as a place to get the fuck away from all that shit. Hopefully all this crap doesn't, destroy crypto. I mean, they already, margin trading and trading in general did its number on it. And, the outside world coming into crypto, the what do you call it? The big fiat money that influxed it with all of the futures and the CME and all that bullshit, they tried to wreck it, and then they all bailed and left and got out of it.
Right.
But, this is going to be an internal fuckery.
Yeah, and it's a cycle too, because especially as the prices keep getting higher, right? Like, let me just mention some coin names. Let's just say Bitcoin, right? And we got Litecoin, Ethereum, Hex, right? Like, what happens when the prices are 10x current prices, right? Then it just at those prices, and then it becomes a normal price. People start getting in their feelings and saying, "Shit, I can't. If I throw $1,000, I'm not really getting that much anymore." And like, all my friends already, they bought in way earlier. Fuck, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'll trade. Oh, no, I'll do, I'll trade with leverage. And this is what happens. It's sort of like keeping up with the Joneses, essentially, instead of just looking at your bag, fuck what your neighbor has or anyone else. Like, let's get you ahead, right? But you have to kind of, everyone starts pump chasing and whale chasing and shit. And it sort of becomes that. It's going to be like a cycle of, like, we get into this, we get wrecked, we go back to coin ownership, shit calms down for a bit, we start making some gains, and then, oh, look at these products, and then we start getting more and more into these products, and then the cycle, it's just going to be a fucking clusterfuck cycle, like always, dude. There we go, bro.
I've been sitting back there. I was waiting for him to do something good so I could throw him up there.
Let me see the side of that bottle. Yeah. Okay.
What's up, bro?
That's that 369.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? How are y'all doing?
Good, man. You're still living in paradise, I see today, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, I moved over to a different condo, so a little bit of a little step aside. So I'm not on the beach right now, but oh god, that
you got to turn that fucking thing off, man. You
tell me about it. Tell me about it. I hear that. And my wife says the same thing. She's like, that is the most annoying ringtone. I'm like, well, I pick up the phone.
No, there's a button on there. You turn it off, and
oh yeah. That's
thing. It doesn't do that no more.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Gremlins.
Oh, the gremlin thing.
Gremlins.
Oh,
Dude, you
yeah.
want to see a movie that'll trip you out? Watch Witches.
Witches.
The
Watch what?
Witches, yeah. It's like this movie
Yeah.
from the 80s or 90s and stuff about witches. It's real. I just watched it last night.
Okay.
It's pretty nostalgic. It's pretty weird, dude. It's like these witches who like trying to eat kids and stuff and everything.
Where they peel their
Yeah.
face off and
They
everything.
peel their faces off. Yeah, that movie is trippy, man.
Whoa, dude, yeah, fucking A.
Damn, that's some grim
I
shit.
don't do well with scary shit. Like, I mean, I know some of it, but I will have some straight up nightmares. Like, it just takes a lot for me to watch some scary stuff. And like,
I don't do it either.
little scary stuff. Yeah, like even like, you know, some Showtime shit would like terrify me. I don't know why.
Narcos Mexico, baby.
I've
The
been-
Exorcist.
I've done too much bad shit.
That is an all-time classic.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Shit. Can you guys not fucking hear me or what?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you.
Every
can
time I
hear you.
talk, someone's talking over the fucking top of me.
Um,
Or is it we got a delay or something? There I
No.
there I just slapped all you in the face. That's all. That's it. No,
Sorry, man.
it's yeah. I don't. The scary movie thing. I don't dig that, man. It's like I get the heebie-jeebies from it. I was one time my family had all bailed. They went to San Diego and I was watching that Ring. What is it? The Ring or whatever.
Mhm.
yeah.
And you know, like the screen goes fuzzes out, right? When they
Right.
they watch the video and then the screen fuzzes out and then the bitch comes in, crazy bitch, and kills you or whatever, you know. And so I'm watching this movie and I'm just laying there in my lounger and I fell asleep. Well, I like freaking fell asleep and I was having, you know, like a nightmare about the whole fucking movie and shit. And I woke up and my TV had done that thing, right?
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
So I woke up in the middle of the night. My TV was like, shit. I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, you're like, turn that off quick. She's coming.
But I do like the gory ones, man. The hack and slash ones. That's fun for me. I like those.
You're probably getting into the Toxic Avenger, even though it looks so terrible.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like
I like campy stuff. If it's like over the top, ridiculous, campy,
Jesus,
you know,
Johnny.
that's
Yeah. So, dude,
there's some serious stuff.
you're out in Puerto Rico. It was awesome. We had Tammy on yesterday.
Yeah, she was super cool.
She gave us a lot of information. It seems like there's a lot of handshake deals and stuff going on down there, and that's kind of how it all goes.
I mean,
you got to build relationships. I guess you got to network pretty good in order to get things going.
it just depends on what you're trying to get done. Like, I mean, your basics, like everyday stuff, buying things, whatever, stuff, outfitting your place, hiring some basic stuff, you know, people to move your stuff, whatever. All that stuff's pretty normal. I mean, like, that's all as you would expect, you know. But yeah, if you're talking like getting business done or like, you know, I mean, I took a picture. I should share this picture of the bank line today. Like, I mean, it's it's a sight to behold. It's like you think it's a car lot where these cars are parked as close to like 6 lanes of like cars parked as close as possible all the way around the building, like just right, and then the line of people outside too. So like certain things, yes, there's some waiting periods on that. But again, if you're, you know, competent and know what you're doing, you know, like Tammy had said, that you can get the app to do most of that stuff. You know, it's not.
Yeah, I looked at those.
So yeah, it would be good to know somebody that, like, you know, like my qualified promoter is like, you know, introduce me to a bank branch manager that I can make an appointment with if I want to, and like that will save you a lot of time that, you know, that you wouldn't normally, you'd be sitting around for normally. So
Now we're
like there's definitely some tricks like that. You're right that there's networking makes a big difference.
I heard with you know like bigger stuff like your home purchase and all that. You don't really have a real estate agent. You got to kind of find a friend of a friend who can help you, and then there's a handshake deals and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, that's the stuff that is the real estate is definitely the trickier pieces of the puzzle. I mean, people want to sell you stuff, you know, so like you'll, but like you just want to be very cautious that you're getting a good deal, that you are doing your due diligence, all that kind of the same stuff, you know, applies. But like, don't just say something flippantly and be like, "I didn't sign anything." because that guy's gonna like think that you really meant that shit, So like, that's definitely something that's different than how we typically do business.
Yeah. And I guess we're calling it Hexorico now, huh?
Hexorico, yeah, jeez, that was awesome. We had like 120 some odd people vote on the poll.
Yeah.
That's a good amount.
Hexorico. I was going for Hexorico.
So I figure we can do like the Mexican adventure. We can find a Hexaco over there. We can do Hexaland over in the Southeast Asian.
Baja California.
Vince had a whole bunch of names for all sorts of Asian Hexalands. So yeah, I'm all about it, man. I think we should have an embassy everywhere.
Yeah, they got some nice islands over there in like off Thailand. There's a whole bunch of islands down that way that are just like freaking. You can go. That's where you can go buy one of them. And they're just no.
Yeah, I was just onboarding a friend of mine. I mean, it's actually a friend of a friend. Like a couple of my good friends were like, this guy needs to be in Hex, and so that I just like there's a Zoom call from him, and he's over there in Bangkok, and it's telling us all about how the lockdown's going and all the rest of that kind of stuff. But it was Bangkok. There's a hexer out there for sure, and I know it for a fact.
Oh yeah, no, I know a couple too, but they're into everything. They're addicted. They're crypto addicted. They just get into everything, no matter what. But we were talking about DeFi and the craziness that's going on out there. Have you heard about have you heard of that synthetic project?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually got into some synthetics and messed around with it a bunch a while ago. I bought. Not a ton or anything like that. I mean, it's a convoluted system. That's to say the least. I'm not saying that like Litecoin was saying, it does work. For what it does right now, as long as we don't see black swan events. And I mean, the little bit that I tossed in, at like 60 cents went up to like $1 something, and I sold most of it. And I was like, hey, ding, ding, ding. So, I'm not like, there's obviously money to be made there. I'm not saying it's not like it was a ton or anything, but like, it's not something that like after I played around with it for a while, locked a bunch of coins up in synthetics tokens and minted, fake dollars and all that stuff and everything. And then like I started gaining interest in, getting some, but like there's all these requirements. Like, first of all, sure, I have a bunch of USD that I'm still owed by the system that I minted, but it's escrowed for like 365 days. So like, you can't actually get at it right now. So that's what it always is. I mean, I also get that, like, we're doing the same thing to Bitcoin free claimers, in Hex, so like I understand that there's like, why you want to lock people up in a system, but like that is one thing. Not only besides that, like also the gas fees. Like if you don't have, I had to get a sizable enough amount of synthetics for it to be worth it to claim any of those rewards regularly. And that's something that you have to look at with all of these DeFi projects. That, like, something that you saw in Hex if you follow the development people, was that they spent a lot of time optimizing the code for gas fees, and you see it. I mean, even though we're dealing with high gas fees, we're not dealing with mana style gas fees. We're not dealing with, like dollars and like, I mean, if you use some of these side contracts, Tweak and Dare or whatever, their gas fees are considerably higher. And I mean, you'd expect it to be somewhat higher because they're built on top. They have to call the Hex contract first. But
the one difference in the locking though is that lockdown on that Hex does is only for the free claims. Anything
it's only for free claims.
Is automatically liquid. Yeah. So I mean that
of course
we're only locking down the free claimers because they're the ones that are going to.
They're still locked down though. So
they're still locked down, and that's the same thing on this one. They would say, well, you still get your rewards eventually, and it's not like you still can't sell your the main token, that you had to get the rewards. Right. You can pull those out anytime and sell them, which is not as easy as you'd like it to be either. to like unmint and get back out of the system. Like, I mean, as anything in crypto, it's difficult, you know. I had to read about it like in a couple different places to be like, oh, okay, that's how I actually get back at these.
You basically have to keep it on a wallet and then just trade it on Uniswap and never actually use it. I mean, you're just holding it essentially, kind of like
that's
in a wallet coin, and then that's it. That's all you're doing. You're not.
Yeah,
you know,
because if you start using it, then you, again, like I said, you have to have a sizable enough amount to make sense to use it to get the gain, to get those rewards, and like I said, you're going to be spending $1 or $2 a day in gas fees, and that's the other thing too, is that, like, these rewards come out, I believe on synthetics, wasn't it like every couple days, and I don't think it's daily. It's like every few.
Well, we need to keep an eye on this fucking to see if
and so like, regardless of whether it's every couple days or many or like, that's a lot of investment, you know. Just like Hex money, their thing there was like, you have to go and claim your rewards every single day. Like, and if you miss out on that, you're just missing out on money. So like, now you're like literally just the hamster at the little feeder thing every day. I'm giving you my little bit, give me my little bit, which is just
I just realized something else as well on it. It's actually linked as well to chain link. So it's using chain link oracles to make sure that the information is correct. So another little layer on top. It's just we're in a cake, man. We're in cake world. Everything's layers on layers, bro.
And that's funny because, like, I mean, I'm fine with layered technology. Like, I mean, everything is like the network stack that's built that creates the internet as we know it is a bunch of layers, you know. But like, they were built out of necessity, not to, like, you know, to be the middle, the annoying middle steps, you know, the friction in the system. That's not why they're there, you know. And I feel like a lot of this is just a lot of extra friction in the system.
Well, what's cool about this? Hear me out now. So this cool about this is that all this craziness that's going to go out there, and all of this shit, people are going to be jumping in this shit, and then they're going to realize that it isn't what they expected it to be. You know, they're expecting all this DeFi. So people are going to be running into this DeFi. And then they're going to go, what the fuck is this? You know, and it's going to just look like insanity. And it's going to look like 2017 to them. It's going to be like more promises, more holding my shit, more shit that doesn't work, more stuff that's going to fucking go down, more shit that's going to scam out, more shit. It's going to have a whole bunch of that. And we're going to look like sanity to them. Hex is going to end up looking like sanity, I think, compared to all.
It depends on how deep they are in. It also might be.
Oh, that's the other thing. They just lose their fucking minds, man. They just want to, you know, they just want to keep on going with the thing that's wrecking. Yeah. You know, they just it's like a rat chewing off its own freaking leg and keep going, you know, or whatever. It's just
and this is the same shit I'm talking about too. When Compound Token, like literally Compound Token came out. It came out for like $60. It was at that price for like an hour or two, and then it just exploded up, right? And then magically, literally within a couple hours, these articles came out. How the fuck are these articles out at all, right? So, and most people, they in CoinTel, how to become a yield farmer. What is yield farming? I've been yield farming. How the fuck are you yield farming at all when it just barely came out? Like, why would you? And then why would you write about your hustle? Too so early. It's just
before you even made any money. That was I mean, a well placed product. Like, I mean, they're just marketing the shit out of that just the way they wanted to.
Hey, look,
price pumps do not mean that something is valuable. What it means is it's perceived to be valuable, and that's what you have to watch. Yes, there are gains to be made in just about anything, if you can find an idiot to sell it to. So, you know, that is the problem with some of the stuff that's out there. It can pump for no reason or the best reasons at all, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the product that has that longevity that you're looking for. And, you know, honestly, guys, I mean, this new stuff that's coming out here, I think it's just melting people's brains, you know. It's got, you know, it's hard enough to explain Hex to somebody, let alone this other stuff, you know.
I will say this about the DeFi situation and Hex and other projects in general, because, like, again, I'm not trying to be a maximalist about anything in life or whatever, you know. but that if Hex got it right, it's not impossible for someone else to also get it right. Like, I'm not leaving that outside of the realm of possibility. So like somebody is going to come along and take some of these good topics and pieces of the puzzle that we have in Hex and put it in something else that's also, you know, not, I wouldn't say a total scam. You know, that is a good project that will work. You know, that's not to be foreseen. Now, will it have as great a marketing? Will it have as cool of people obviously involved? No, definitely. But you know, but like besides all of those things, the basic tech of it could exist again. You know, and I'm not like downplaying somebody else for trying to do cool things. You know, and cool things are fucking complex too. You know, that's the other thing too. Is like Hex is complex, and that's cool. So the thing that like eventually, and hopefully longer than 15 years for all of our stakes concerns, when something comes along that unseats Hex, hopefully I imagine it's going to be even more complex in ways that we wouldn't have even dreamed yet. You know, that's, I mean, by the, you know, so
well, yeah, you can always build. There's always a better mousetrap to build. You know, I mean,
yeah,
we're first to market is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. And we're first to market. Have great marketing with it. Have people that are knowledgeable in the community that like have seen a lot of all that. We've all, like, a lot of us have walked these pitfalls before to be able to, you know, say the things we are. You know, and all that stuff helps. You know, a lot for sure.
So do you guys think Hex should be trying to get the stamp of DeFi, or do you think we should stay the hell away from the stamp of DeFi?
I mean, we can be.
They're not going to let us have it. I don't think.
We don't want. It's not that we want it or don't want it. It's that like we're just like agnostic to that whole idea. You know, we do our thing, and like they do their thing, or whoever does their own thing. Like hopefully, if somebody does something cool, we're not opposed to it. Whatever. But like I don't need their stamp of approval, and if they want to give it, by all means, come on down. We're a super open and like hospitable community too. So I mean, I just jumped on a stream after Hexologist stream with Doobie or whatever that was on there. This kid getting lit up, and like I was able to get through to him, and it was like by the end of it, he's checking out Hex.win. You know, so like I mean, it doesn't matter really who we come across, we're going to be open and willing to like discuss the topics with them with somebody who's reasonable. I mean, you're going to get your McCormicks along the way, but like, you know, I mean, I like, so if people want to interact with our community and they have a good DeFi product and it's something that's finished and is reasonable, then I'm sure that we'd be fine with that. You know, I mean, like, I think that'd be good for the space.
At the end of the day too, our gains will speak for themselves. That's it. I mean, that's the best marketing of everything too, especially as the longer we survive as well as a project, as a community. It just solidifies you more and more. I mean, look at Litecoin and shit. It just gets shit on all the time, but it's been around fucking 10 years.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you know.
And there's
I know, but that's what we want to be. You know, the longer you are around, you know, the more resilient you are. The more like all the holes have been poked already. What do you guys got to talk about already? You know, like okay.
Yeah, and all that helps the resilience. Like you're gonna see people that have made big wins in Litecoin or in Bitcoin. I mean, like you said, that speaks for itself. You know, like I'm sure there's been plenty of business people out there who see some 20-some-odd-year-old punk ass kid come and be like, who the fuck is this? And he steps out of his fucking Bitcoin fucking purchased Lamborghini, and you're just like, God damn, you know, like you know, like there's no arguing with that. It's just it is what
punk ass kids. Oh,
you know, whatever. I mean, that's and
there's a lot of rentals going on at those conventions. Just saying.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm not saying that that's not the case, but like the rentals, like the people that I'm talking about that are like that have been in a project for a long time. Like you could like this guy's been showing this project for X amount of years. He's clearly done very well in it. You know, like it'd be you'd have to make some silly moves to like. And then so that's I think that like you said, you're right. Those kinds of things will speak for themselves for sure.
Yeah. Then there's I don't know. I don't want to say. Never mind. I don't want to tell the story. Never mind.
Tell it.
What story don't you want to tell? Tell the story.
No, it's just kind of like about making a bad move or something. You know what I mean? Like what's his name? Guy who made Bitcoin Cash. What's his name?
Roger Ver.
Roger Ver was kind of shitting on Andreas Antonopoulos just because he was saying like, bro, you were around that time and you couldn't. All you had to do was buy $300 of Bitcoin, and you like that's all you had to hold on to, and you couldn't do that. Like, why are you broke right now? I was like, fuck, bro. And then, well, there's a good story to it. Like, then people were like, they donated like $1 million to him in Bitcoin, like just and stuff. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
and that's a good story. I mean, because like Andreas has done a lot for the community. I mean, he did. Like the things, but again, I mean, that's the inherent thing about Bitcoin that Richard's talked about, that like it really like Roger Ver can say that easily because like he didn't like nowhere in that time did he have a hard time paying a fucking bill because he already had money. It was not like he was like, oh, I might have to dip into my fucking Bitcoin to fucking pay my shit. No, that was never a concern for him anywhere in this. Like him being the face of Bitcoin in that regard isn't like him. It's not like Elon Musk like putting his whole fucking fortune on the line for some of these ideas. Like he didn't put his whole fortune on the line. He bought in hard. Yeah, he bought in hard, you know, and then also bought in as we are, you know, and to become a thought leader or a talker about the, you know, Schiller in the space. But like that doesn't mean that he was going to go hungry if Bitcoin failed. You know, that wasn't on the cards. Whereas Andreas, like I think that was a concern. You know, it wasn't like he was never like super wealthy out the gate. So like, I mean, he probably did need the money at some point in time.
Yeah. No, he said so too. He had some family problems at the time as well. Mm-hmm. Why he which is, and that's true too. That like a lot of people don't like. I think even Richard has said that too. Is like the rich, the you know, these bankers already have more coins than you already.
Yeah,
damn straight.
And if they wanted to, they could have even more tomorrow. If they had none, they could have more than you tomorrow. Like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if
they got access to the printer machine.
Right. But not even that. Let's just say you're just some dude and you have a company and you're worth $3 million. What does it cost you to fucking put $30K into a coin? That's 1% of your total assets.
Well,
1%. Mm-hmm. Look, 1% of your coin. I mean, 1% of your liquid cash. At how much Ethereum is that? And then you bought it to Hex. How much Hex would you have? That's a fuck ton. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And
there was a lot of coins that did that to guys. There was a lot of guys out there that did that with a lot of different coins.
Here's the kicker, though, guys. It's that tragedy of the commons thing that Richard talks about, which is if you have Bitcoin, you can't sell. You could sell your Bitcoin to advertise for Bitcoin, but then you don't have that Bitcoin because it doesn't make any more. So you can sell that advertisement and hope that that advertisement pumps your bags, but it's going to pump less of your bags because you're spending that to get the advertisement. Now with Hex, guess what you got? You got interest. And you can sell that interest with never losing your stack and still pump your bags by using your own advertisement. So any of the Hex whales could spend money in advertisement and make money back from it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that you have to be a Hex that comes qualified with a very important piece, that you have to be not just like a Hex whale, but like a very big Hex whale to to make that make sense. And we thankfully have very large whales that are not in Bitcoin. That's what couples with that idea, because like in Bitcoin, it's the argument is you have to it's $20. If I think Richard's comment is, if you spend $20 to bring the price up to 10 cents, then like who's gonna make? How does anybody make any money? Like how can you be cash positive doing that? But if you have if like the origin address has 40% of the stack, 50% of the stack, and that moves up a penny, then that's a good
makes
amount.
Sense. Yeah.
And they are incentivized to raise that cost per coin more than they are on just unloading it. Because if they raise that cost per coin, they have a lot more. Exponentially more.
Oh yeah, and if anybody who buys in afterwards that stakes even some of their coins, makes it so that because of those coins being staked, that like the origin address is going to be more cash positive. Like it would be better for them overall. Their value will go up more so than ever if they were to just sell their coins out. So. Yeah, I mean, it's the levers are all there, like in the system, like working perfectly to be pulled when they need to be in the right ways, and that's, I mean, It's great. It's fantastic.
I was looking for Hex Toys Telegram. I can't find it. I don't know why. I was gonna pull up his app because and now of course I'm not connecting to the damn Wi-Fi here. So let me do that. But have you seen the onboarding there, Kurkowski? That they have?
Yeah, I did see that. I did see it. I mean, they have like a little bit of everything. Like it's like little. I mean, they even have the hex, like the go.hex.win as like a little embedded, spot, so you can stake your coins on their thing, which is pretty nifty. That's pretty slick. It's pretty slick. I mean, I'm really I'm very into the credit card transform that's on the front page now too. That's very exciting to me.
The what now?
The credit card transform. Yeah, I literally had somebody today
Wire.
not Wire. No, the one that's on.
Aren't those all connected to Wire?
On hex.win. The one that if you go to like the main website now and you scroll down a little bit, there's like a new transform that you can transform like anything from any currency over directly into Hex. Right on the main website from your credit card. If you're in Britain, you can do it from the pound, from your like a wire transfer or credit card right there. And I mean they take fees. The pound one is the best. If you take it, like the pound was like, I think it's like $25 to get $5,000 worth of Hex, in fees, which is pretty good. But yeah, that was right on. And like, I'll be honest with you, I think. Like when we're pontificating on I don't know if it was on Hexologist stream, we were talking about who purchased the advertisements, and somebody was saying that it was Conrad Zen that might have purchased the advertisements.
Yeah.
I honestly, I know that like obviously Richard was like involved with that. He posted the ask for people to help with
the taxi thing.
But you're not supposed to expect anything.
No, I'm not expecting anything. I'm just like, I'm not expecting anything, but I'm also gonna do my like due diligence and answer the question properly and be like, I know who the fuck did this, because like, and here's another reason why I think that, like, in my mind, I think that he definitely had something to do with it, because like that conversion ability for you to be, which has a great rate for people transferring British pounds over. It is the best rate for them, and it's right on the hex.win website. Which, if you're going to run advertisements in the UK, and you better, and like at soccer games and stuff, you better have a very easy way for these people to get into Hex right fucking there. So like, right there that's why
with a beer in their hand and a cell phone in the other.
A beer in their hand and a fucking phone in the other one. And if they can't do that, then like it's not gonna then those advertisements are a waste of fucking money. And, like Richard knows that, and so like he definitely made sure that those things coincided. Like if he didn't, and it was just if that was just like all serendipitous, like that is some magic serendipity. But like I'll be damned if I like that. I don't think so. I just don't think so.
Yeah, you just can't be hex-totted,
No, yeah, you can't be, and like again, I have no expectations. I'm not expecting anything more or anything, but after the fact, those things were displayed, and I can use my power of deduction to be like, oh, that thing happened here, and these things happened there, so they probably had something to do with each other.
Let's play the hypothetical game. Say,
why not?
say you invented a coin, and there were certain parameters that didn't allow you to say what you were going to do until a certain time period ended, and then it is no longer under those particular restrictions. And say during that time, you got a little antsy because you've been waiting and waiting and waiting to do some of this stuff, and you can't because people expect stuff, but you do it anyway. Hypothetically.
Well, I don't know. I think that it's well within. Honestly, I think that's not like there was any misthought with this whatsoever. I fully believe that like this is all like this was exactly by the rollout plan. That like I think that there would like I personally, thought that there was going to be advertisements about 3 months ago. That's what I thought personally. I knew I had a very strong feeling that would be a smart thing to do. Richard's spoken about it before. I mean, if it wasn't him, it would be somebody somewhere would consider doing it. I mean, even Crypto Coffee's already, taking money in to do hex ads, so he can't be the only person that's, thought of this.
Right.
So I had a feeling that it was coming, and it would make sense for me if you're designing a system and you want to start coinciding these ads, there is a nice big pump, which was awesome, expected or not, that happened. And the best time to run the ads is right at near the bottom of the comeback from that. You have a lot of stuff to show. Look at what we did. Look at all these people doing all this shit that made all this money. They have a lot. We have a lot of stuff going on for us in the community that anybody who just stumbles fucking in from an advertisement is whoa, holy shit, all this it's all here, and that's the right time to start pushing these ads because almost all the pieces of the puzzle are there. So I mean, and not only that, but you still want to give. It would be really dick overall if you didn't ever shill if you really just made this just for the 1,000 or couple thousand, several thousand people that knew about us, and believed super hard. We're the only ones who see these very outsized returns because the returns are going to be much less after big payday. And so not run ads before big payday would put anybody else in the general public at a fucking severe disadvantage going forward. And that's just not fair. So I think that being in the spirit of fairness, you give them the third quarter, you put them in the game in the middle of the third quarter, like he's doing right now, and you give him a shot at it, and I mean, and then that's fair. No, and if fucking maxis or other crypto people in the scene are keeping their eyes open like they fucking should be, they're gonna see that shit and they're gonna be oh, there's a cat who a cat who's involved with mining with me who who I've talked to on Twitter. I mean, I've met him in person too, but he's he's all right. I could see him being that shit's bullshit. You're and now he's now on round 4 of it, and when I'm what about these ads? What about this? He's you're making a compelling argument, and that's and anybody who has a brain about themselves will start to be all right, again, even if they're in it for just the gains, they're going to see enough writing on the wall. I mean, anybody who saw Charlie Sheen jump on a fucking advertisement for ONT and not be oh, I could just buy that right now and make fucking money is
I'm saying
it's about as simple as a fucking buy as you could possibly have.
It's $250 to get him to do that.
Yeah, let's go get Alec Baldwin instead of doing eToro. He can come on and do a hex video. We just round up $300.
Sure, fine, fuck it. I mean, the time for that might be passing in the sense that once you get 3 fucking mediocre washed up celebs to do it, then it's gonna how many more of those cameo buy this
Tiger Blood.
I mean, that's just the thing. It costs you less to do a cameo with an actual celebrity than it does to pay off one of these YouTube shills to pump your coin, and that's what they used to do was pay off the YouTube shills to do it. Now you can buy a real celebrity. So these guys are going to be out of a job.
Shows, and the difference is that the YouTube shows are going to try and act like there's some altruistic, I've got morals and whatever shit. I'm for this super, hard money bullshit. At least the actors know what the fuck they're doing. They're being paid to say the thing, and that's all. And we all know the game, and that's fine. That's advertising, and it works, and it's always
literally
worked.
They're actors.
Yeah, the crypto.
Yeah, they're actors. They're fucking. They do
guys
this for a living.
They're front.
So,
crypto guys are front.
Yeah. Crypto guys are totally fronting. They're
dude.
Bitch, you didn't start a YouTube
Charlie
video
killed me on the advert, man. He's if I had privacy, I probably wouldn't have gotten in so much trouble as I did.
yeah. I could have used this shit.
Bro.
It's great. It's great.
What's funny is, they in the media group, in the Hex media group that we've got, they threw that in there and said, hey man, check this out. Charlie Sheen's doing this stuff for everybody for $250 or whatever. And that was what they were saying. Yeah. They're check out what he said and we can get him to say the same thing. And I mean, it's Go get a real celebrity and just freaking pay them to get up there and talk. If that's what you think is going to do it, I don't know. I mean, how successful, I wonder, has the Baldwin thing been for what you call it?
eToro.
eToro, yeah.
Right.
I don't know, but he's pretty damn funny. It was a good commercial.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I think there's a lot of other people out there who can do just as well.
Yeah, I'm all about the fact, like the idea of not fronting and bullshitting about that kind of stuff. Like, just I would like I'd love to, you know, just have sexy bikini girl ads if we have to. I don't fucking care. Whatever, that shit sells. Fucking sell it. You know, like, I mean, I'm not above any
make,
Twitter stuff. I mean,
make a Hex beer, you know.
I mean, how long after that that bikini girl interview that did Richard get shit, but did also people talk about that interview? It was fucking, you know, one of his most talked about.
Yeah.
Well, because he was saying, like, you dumbasses aren't paying attention. So let me put like a half naked chick on here, and then look at you guys. I mean, simp army is
totally paying
strong
attention.
here.
Yeah.
bro.
Sex,
I mean, do you see some of the stuff
sells.
we were talking about with Nerd Girl and stuff on Twitter?
Sex sells. And that's the other thing. Then all the crypto chicks, they use that too,
leverage,
as you know, as leverage. And you know, more power to them. It's just like acting. You know, they got something that the guys want to, you know, chase around and all that. So I mean, it's more power to them. I mean,
it's
I'm fine with all that. I just don't want them to, like, don't like front and lie about it out the gate and act like you're like some sort of fucking moralistic, altruistic, you know. Like,
well, see, and that's the thing is, like, there's this one particular, you know, trader girl that she you know, in one moment she'll do the freaking show, the, you know, the stuff, you know, videos and all that, and then the next minute she's like, you know, I'm going to be super serious crypto person, you know, and it's almost like, you know, shut all that off and let's do this, which again, it's to her advantage. It's her prerogative to do so. I'm not saying she shouldn't do it, but I don't know. It would be like me trying to give credibility to myself after getting up here and talking about all the shit that we talk about.
Pick a lane and stay in it. Is that what you're saying?
I guess maybe that's me personally. I look at it and go, "You're fucking full of shit." You know, that's just what I say. I'm not saying that everybody else has to feel that way or whatever. But when I look at it, I go, you know, you're kind of full of shit. And I'm really having doubts in what it is you're saying. And in fact, most of the shit that they're saying is bullshit too. All the people that sit back there with charts behind them, I think, are full of shit. Because if you think you're some badass fucking crypto trader, fuck off. You ain't shit. You've people in the real trading world that know their shit, that have been doing it for years with stable markets that aren't really that stable anymore. They got wrecked. You know, they have a hard time. So crypto people who think that they're these badass traders can just go fuck.
No, the couple people that I like, that I still feel like, you know, are like the technical analysis that they do is reasonable, and they've never been, you know, over the top showing their links or anything like that. I could call out a couple of crypto Twitter names. I'm not going to, but like they always are very like the ones that I can't, like, that I don't want to lump in that category, are very pragmatic and always show both situations. They're like, this is what I think can happen up here and there. This is what could happen. You know, like, I don't fucking know. You know, like, this is an averages game. I'm often very wrong. You know?
And that's why you should just walk away at that point. It's like, okay, so he's telling me it can go up or it can go down.
Yeah,
so
I mean, like,
which one does my mind want? I want up, so I'm going to
honest.
think that what he's right with it going up. So I'm just going to go
sure,
with it up.
For sure,
Let's just
I mean,
go with
it's I mean, it's the game of the game theory in general goes very deep. I mean, like, is a trader giving you like that? That's why when somebody takes a position on something like hard, and then just like the other way is not ever going to happen, like, that's less genuine to me, because like now, like, then I'm starting to question, okay, if they're telling me that, whatever they say to me, like, are they saying that to me because they're actually trading the opposite way? And then that game just spirals out of control. You know, it's like, you know, and so like that's something that I would rather somebody just be like, hey, this is why I see this setup. This is why somebody else would see that setup. You know, you make your own fucking decision.
Yeah, but
you
it's
know,
like
that's
it could go up, it could go down. Here's my
well,
my trading link.
If it
Here's
goes up,
my
it's
my
liable to
margin
go up
trading
more.
link.
that's what I
and
also say.
here's my
Is that, like,
pit.
okay, again, and pull back from all that. The people that I'm telling you about that like that I'm like recommending or that I could still actually say, hey, these traders are decent, do not show referral links. You know, so like that's another thing that, like, I'm not saying that there are people out there that, and like, to be fair to the game of trading, like, that's all there, like, are in just investing in general. There's just the fucking chart, you know, like
Right.
there's not, like, we have a lot more in HEX to look at, but in most systems there's just the fucking chart. So like, I mean, whether it's me, you know, like sticking my thumb up my ass in front of it, or me with a marker and a pen and showing you actual lines and shit like that, it's the same. We're still gonna both be looking at the chart, you know. So like, they're just doing it, like, we're doing the best we can to create good content for the HEX ecosystem. They're just doing the best they can to create content for themselves, you know, for their own channel, for their own brand. They're trying to capitalize on their own intellectual property, and the best way that they can find to do that is this. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, a lot of people just need a hodl coach. That's what they fucking need.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, sometimes you
but
just
the
need
thing is,
that. Is mentality.
the thing is
It's just
crazy
listening to
is
people.
that
That's it.
yeah, investing, like in most other forms of places of investment, like you're fine with hodling. Everybody is, you know, there's not, crypto is the only one where we preach hodl, and then what actually happens is fucking pump and dump, like, over, you know what I mean? Like, it's like everywhere else, like, there's vesting periods. You're not going to get
your
into a
bag
CD
so I
that's
can
less than
sell
2
mine.
years.
That's what that is. It's hold your bag so I can sell mine.
So I can sell mine. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. That's, I mean, and that's because all the traditional rules that over many years that have existed, like vesting periods, like, you know, not allowing founders of companies to just sell their fucking stocks and shit, you know, like, all that stuff being a part of systems is there for a reason, has like developed because people tried to do the same scammy shit, you know, before. It's nothing, not really that new.
No, there is nothing new under the sun. And that's my rule of thumb. All of this shit is just rethought of shit that people have already done. They just got a new toy to play with. That's it.
Well,
all of this,
I mean,
all of these shell games have
is
already been played through millennia. I mean, it's all shell games, and it's all fucking with people's money, and it's all, let me hold, like just what Johnny said. Let me hold on to your money so I can make mine worth more, and then I can dump that shit on your head, and then you can be standing here with something worthless. And that's what Richard was trying to explain in one of his videos about the marble theory. You got a jar of marbles, and everybody puts some in, and when somebody takes a handful out, everybody else has got their marbles, and they're fucked. You know, and that's basically what trading is. That's what all of this is. HEX puts a little bit more it gives it a little more responsibility.
I do feel like when people invest, there's that is true to some degree, but there are actual things that do people invest time and energy and can build, and like, I mean, and that are worth something then because of that time and energy and investment. And like, that's outside of just like shell game bullshit, you know. And the money, the money that we're using, the shell game bullshit that we're using underneath that is just like the transfer methods for how we get those things done, you know. I mean, like computers were built, and like that didn't happen before, and those are way better now, and we're talking and doing this and shit, which is like better than it was before, you know. But like, and you know, that is true, but like, there's also in all of that a lot of fucking like a lot of investor money that's been lost along the way on shitty programming and shitty ideas and everything else, you know, or straight outright scams, you know. And it's more, you're right, it's more bullshit than not, but it's not all bullshit. There's some value out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're trying.
Well,
they're failing.
I've been digging through the crypto space for years now, trying to find something that isn't bullshit. The only thing I found so far is HEX.
No,
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I mean, and then you, like you said, then you've got your Bitcoins and your things that are, they're subpar for today's standards. They may have paved the way. They may have started things off. They may have been the original technology and all that. But along the way, they just start to become obsolete, too big and clunky to I mean, Bitcoin is like it's like an aircraft carrier. It takes you freaking hours to turn that motherfucker around in a U-turn. You can't just change things. It's a big clunky.
But the problem, the only reason why we haven't really that's all true, but like all these shit, like most shit coins up until now have been mostly just a valiant effort at best.
They were rocket ships with no fucking engines in them and shit. That's
the thing is that they're like, even ones that work, even if it was like Ethereum is faster than Bitcoin, sure, but like it's not logarithmically better. And so like in like standards of adoption, you need to be like a log scale better, like a 10x better than the thing that was before it for you to just like become mass adopted. So like Bitcoin is cool, but like it's actually not logarithmically better than the system we have in place right now. And none of these cryptos that have come out so far are actually logarithmically better than Bitcoin was at all. So like if HEX can put all those pieces together and we can squeeze out a 10x better than traditional fiat systems can offer you in returns, and as well as speed and privacy and cheapness and everything, we can squeeze out close to that, then yeah, we could get some serious adoption. But nothing else so far comes anywhere near a full log scale better than what was already in existence.
Adoption is going to happen because of marketing. That's really what it comes down to. And the reason mass adoption hasn't happened is because no one's had the money to market any specific coin, or not enough to put into it to make any gains off holding that coin and marketing.
So let me jump in on that, because I have a lot of experience in the network marketing game. And the network marketing game is, layer after layer of referral program, basically is what it is. They stretch out as much of the ROI on the product to stretch it out as many people as possible to eke out, profits for themselves and for the other distributors in the pyramid. Now, not a scam, but it stretches it out fully. But what they do is their marketing plan. So it's word of mouth advertising, and their marketing plan is you go out, you hit up all your friends, all your family, you get all excited about this thing, and you bring in the low hanging fruit, which is your friends and your family. They buy a bunch of product. It sits in their garage. They don't know how to go out and distribute it like the top guy does. And they don't know how to bring people in because they're usually not a marketer. They're a guy that drives a fucking forklift and a mom that stays at home. And so they don't really understand marketing techniques fully. So the program fails. And then what happens is all those people end up with a sour taste in their mouth for the whole thing, think it's a scam, and they don't get involved in it anymore. That's what we had with crypto in 2017, is that everybody went out and said, hey, this fucking thing's going to the moon. They told all their friends, they told all their family, hey, get involved in this. And they all got wrecked. And now their family members, half of them don't talk to them anymore. It's the same thing that happened in network marketing had just happened to crypto. So there's a lot of sour grapes out there that came in and left and are outside of crypto now. There's a lot of people sitting there with some useless, worthless bags that probably may never pump again. And so there's a lot of bad press out there. There's a lot of bad sour grapes in the crypto world, that just like the same thing that happens to a lot of these network marketing companies. Right.
But we're talking about network marketing where you're drawing people in. What I'm talking about is more of what Matt from Crypto Coffee was talking about, was you need to see this thing in 3 different formats in order for you to start recognizing it. Like if you're driving down the road and you see a giant sign that has HEX on it, if you are now tuning into your TV station and now you see an advertisement for HEX, now you hear it on the radio station. You've got 3 different variables that create that positive reinforcement that, this thing is larger than it really is.
Wait.
Let me pull back on what I was
drop an
saying
argument
too.
on both of you about this. Hold on one second. Hold on. I want to tell you something. the word of mouth advertising is the most powerful form of advertising on the planet.
For sure.
Because
For sure.
you
I
can
agree
be
with that.
in your car listening to that radio station. You can be, driving by and see. So here it is. Suck ass pizza is advertising on my radio. I'm hearing it. I drive by, I see the marquee for suck ass pizza, right? I get home and sitting on my counter is an ad for suck ass pizza. But my buddy comes over and we're going to watch the fights together tonight. And he said, and I say, hey, let's get some suck ass pizza, because it's on my mind because they advertise maybe 3 times a day. Well, my buddy says, suck ass pizza is no good. Let's go over to Porky's. Okay, let's get Porky's because my buddy said so. And that's how it works. That's really how marketing works. Word of mouth advertising is the most popular advertising.
To a large degree, I agree. About a lot of things, but that's not entirely true. I mean, Coca-Cola has effectively done what the Crusades couldn't do, and that didn't take word, and that didn't need to be word of mouth. That shit is their marketing is fantastic. The product is delicious. Exactly. I did this whole.
There's a lot of things that go into Coca-Cola though, and we're not talking about freaking.
But I mean, that marketing is incredible. In 125 years, they're like, that is the second most known word sans language in the entire world. Number 1 is okay, and number 2 is Coca-Cola. You can go to fucking places and be like, Jesus, fucking Muhammad. They'll be like, what? You'd be like, Coca-Cola, and they go, okay. That's fucking real life. That's the power of marketing on a large scale. It's
just like
incredibly
McDonald's.
powerful.
McDonald's is number 3.
But what I was going to say about the log scales and adoption is there's a difference between what I think you're talking about, Johnny, and adoption, and that I think that we will get adoption, and that marketing will help us get adoption as to what we want, and what we want is price to go up, and we want number to go up, and money to be made, and happiness to go around. That is what I think we all want. What I meant by adoption, what I meant actual logarithmic scales better, is that that's when you start talking about when goofballs talk about hyper Bitcoinization and shit like that, actual insane amount, that kind of goofy shit. That's why I'm saying that for us to get anywhere where people were considering taking tax money in crypto or any of that kind of goofy shit, we would have to be a full scale better. Will good marketing get us to where we want to go? Fuck yeah, it will. It will definitely get us where we want to go. But I just meant pontificating on the idea that we might be good enough. Maybe I'd like to believe that we are good enough to change some real be that log scale better. I don't know. That's a bold claim, but we have a lot of the pieces of the puzzle. More so than Bitcoin has, more so than any other altcoin has had. So that says something.
Yeah,
I've not seen any other coin that has brought people out and made people show their faces and made people, really come out for the coin.
And we're bold about it too. Yeah, I mean,
and there's just not been anything like this. I mean, you're not gonna. My whole Twitter page is now freaking full of posts about crypto, and it's not that I'm just coming into the game. I've been in the game. I've seen the shit. I took the losses. I listened to some of these YouTubers. I've unsubscribed from all of them because I realize it's brought in a lot of light to where I start realizing how much bullshit is out there, and I'm tired of it. I'm just cutting it out of my life. It's
I mean that's a realization that I had, that I in chasing the dragon in this industry, I really when I took my step back to reassess things, I realized that that's exactly what was everybody wanted all the users to be doing, is chasing this next thing, whatever it the fuck is, and right now it's DeFi, and if you're not very, very aware of the shell games that are happening, you will be taken advantage of, and most people will.
Right.
Yeah, that buzzword is that's gonna be the buzzword that wrecks people in 2020 and 2021. It's DeFi.
Oh, yeah.
There's gonna be some fucking shady fuckers come out in this thing, man. The stake wars.
RG, I'm gonna have to strike back though over the if your buddy says it's the pizza's no good, you're gonna go with the other brand anyway. That depends on what kind of personality you are. Because if I've already made the decision before my buddy comes over, damn it, he's stuck with the damn pizza and he's going to be stuck with the suck ass pizza. So, I mean, it's a matter of what type of personality you are.
Semantics, though. What I'm saying is that when you're subliminally marketed to all day long, you're going to listen to people that you care about more than you're going to listen to that subliminal message.
You think so?
It's a more powerful
subliminals work.
Advertising. Yeah. You know, the girls, they go get their nails done at Crystal Nail and they want to go get them done at Funky Nail. If a girlfriend's going to Funky Nail, she's going to Funky Nail, not to Crystal Nail. It's just that's the way it works in general. Of course, there's semantics and there's different things that happen and there's caveats and all that kind of shit. But in general, if you're being subliminally, because a lot of these companies like Coca-Cola, they've put a lot of time and a lot of money into subliminally advertising to you, you know, to just so that when you're in a moment of weakness, you will switch to their brand, you know, and that's what all that's for. And there's a lot of money spent on that because they know the power of somebody's suggestion to you. You know, if somebody else,
if you ever question,
why do you think
that does a TV show over in England? He does several now, and he's a big performer and shit. You see, he's like the live show. His name is Darren Brown, and this guy, he's got YouTubes and shit like that, and he's actually he's a neuro-linguistic programmer, is what it's like. You know, NLP is what they call it. You know, and it's an actual legitimate
Tony Robbins shit.
You know. Source of study, but it's like Tony Robbins shit, like at an intense level. Like, I mean, and his one television show, he's able, it has when he first started, he'd have a phone ringing somewhere in London that they're filming from a faraway spot, and somebody would walk up to it and pick it up, and with whatever the fuck he says to them, they fall asleep boom right there on the spot. And then then it's the end of the show, it shows them somebody coming up to him and jostling him an hour or two later, them being what the fuck, you know, no idea what the fuck, and he has talks with psychiatrists and psychologists about what he does and how the dangers of some of these tools and shit. But in a lot of the show episodes, what he really goes to show, to great lengths to show people, is that everybody's brain is insanely programmable, and you pick up patterns from things you see on the fucking street. You pick up things out of everybody's words. You pick up when your buddy motions like this, you start to motion like that when you talk to them, just because of the way you reflect, you know, your actions and stuff. I mean, so much of everything that we do is just seeking patterns and finding them, and then replicating them. And people that don't recognize that are consistent. It's the guy that's that can't happen. I can't be hypnotized. Fucking that's bullshit. That's the guy that's no, okay, sure. You're clucking like a chicken 5 minutes ago.
There is a psychology to marketing. There is, you know, it's beyond just, you know, putting ads up and stuff like that. There's a psychology to marketing. There's psychology to the sale. There's a psychology to how people behave and react. You know, I do trade shows and conventions where, you know, I interact with, you know, tens of thousands of people at these trade shows, and you are one of many vendors. So if you want to make a sale, maybe you don't have the best product, but if you want to be successful at that show, then you need to be able to understand sales. And there's a big psychology of that. For instance, you know, we're talking about crypto, which is something that's not tangible. Okay. But in my business, I make tangible things. So one of the things that you do psychologically wise is you will hand that to somebody. You hand them something. They want to see it. You let them hold it. Because now once they've held it, now they're in possession of it. Once a person is possession of it, they are psychologically don't want to give that back to you. Even, you know, now that you've gotten them to hold it. And I can tell you what, I can take something, hand it to somebody, they'll hand it back to me. I'll say, hey, look at this and point this out, hand it back to them. If they hold it the third time, they bought it. They're not going to give it back because
that's why mobile apps are
stronger and stronger. So this is why, you know, it's important that the Bitcoin holders claim their free coins, because they have to now hold them for 350 days. There's a psychology to this. There's a psychology to marketing. There's so much that can be done.
Well, yeah, and so them motherfuckers won't dump on our heads too. That's another
I
reason.
mean, yeah, that's really. I mean, that's really what game theory is when we apply it to the real world. Is it's like the actual playing out of psychology in real time. You know, of like human interaction. You know, like there's numbers that you can quantify behind it, but like all that, like all math, I mean, is doing is like math is a way to describe our physical world. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You know, so like it's like.
So psychologically, one of the things
what people are doing.
So psychologically, one of the what you're saying, Johnny, is that that's why these apps are important too. Because if you get that digit on your phone and it shows that you've got this little nifty, cool wallet, and that digit's on your phone, and you go, look, this is my hex right here. This is my stake right here. Then now you have it in possession. It's yours.
Yes.
And that's a psychological selling point for us. So these mobile apps, and that's why I really liked when Hexy first came out with its app. I really liked its mobile wallet because I had my hex on my fucking wallet right there. I liked it, and that was why I was promoting them. I liked their mobile app, and I was just promoting what they had created there. All this other stuff that they're going through right now, of course, I can't endorse what's happened to them. Their issues and whatnot. And right now they're about to try and prove themselves again here. They're getting ready to do their launch, but Hex Toys
really?
and they're going back to their so V2 that they launched got messed up, and now they're going back to their V1. They're kind of rolling back the whole thing to go back to their V1 to try it over again. So good luck to them. They've got it. That's going on this week. I guess they just took their snapshot yesterday or over the weekend or something, and now they're rolling back into their V1. Their whole community is all excited about it. So, more power to them. Good luck, guys. But Hex Toys, this guy's cranking, man. I mean, Sai is just freaking blowing it out. Have you seen? He's got a little thing in there. I can't open it right now. I'm freaking pissed. My phone is crapping out on me. But he's got this thing called Hex Pig in there or something. Did you see that?
Hex Pig.
Yeah, it's Piggy, or it's called Unipig. It's called Unipig.
Unipig.
And then I can't open it though, son of a bitch. I don't know what's. Oh, there it is. So it's a gamified demo of Uniswap. So he's got he's got all these cool names and stuff on his app, and then now he has a way to onboard, from fiat into crypto. And,
right.
That's the kind of stuff that's going to, when you put that shit in people's hands and they can, download an app, go to their debit card and turn it into Hex and go, oh, cool. And then stake from there or whatever. I mean, that's the stuff we need to onboard people.
Yeah. I mean, we're already addicted to fucking apps. Like even when I was driving over here for the show, I literally was on Twitter the whole fucking time, dude. The entire time.
Twitter's fun though, man. I mean,
it's more and more fun all the time when like I come back on my Twitter and there's like fucking 50 to 70 fucking response. You're like, just damn, holy shit! Every time I look at it, it's fucking blowing up now.
Like, I don't check my phone for like 2 hours. I'm like tagged in like 50 fucking posts. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Who died?
So I want to know. So this RG3 shades are not glasses. Obviously, isn't who he is. He's fucking somebody else. I don't know who the hell you are. I know you got another name somewhere else because you don't run with that name. But he said I would take a bullet for RG3, but I ain't eating no suck ass pizza.
Dude, did you didn't get the memo, bro? Everything's cake.
Is it if RG3 gave me his bandana, I would insist he take it back. All right, smart ass. It sounds like it's freaking probably Mousetrip, but maybe not. I don't know.
That's a good.
Mousetrip? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Or he's Mousetrip's brother.
Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat right now? Because I literally can't see the chat.
Gosh, there's a lot of people in there. I mean, the guys that are. It's yeah.
What's
Brian,
guys?
Brian Magruder, Woody, Astronoid,
Brand,
Restream. Oh, that's the Restream Brad. So that's not nobody.
Elliot Brand,
RG3 shades are not. You know what? That might also be Hex Kong too. He's a fucking jokester too.
What happened to Comrade?
So it's either
it's
either Kong, it's Mousetrip, or friggin' Good Texture, because Good Texture's fucking with me all the time too. So
I haven't seen around at all is whatever happened. I mean, I know I heard, but like,
I know what you're
I
gonna
saw
say.
him doing friggin' Black Sheep. Whatever happened? Where's he been at?
He's got his thing going on still. He does his thing.
He does still do his show. Okay, I haven't seen him on any of our like.
Well, I haven't. He hasn't jumped in here. He just hasn't jumped in here. I've given him the opportunity. He can come in here anytime.
He might just be busy, probably.
Yep. I know he's working a lot. He moved.
I miss his brand of antics.
Man, freaking Black Sheep's
I have to go check his
freaking wild as shit.
Next level Telegram. For real. He was like all vids, bro. Like no text.
Yeah, you talk to Black Sheep, and it's video and audio. He like sits there and talks on his stuff.
He's like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Like
I mean, that is that's I guess the easiest way to right to the source. And it's
I will say that's the way he talk. I mean, dude, like there's so much like the way like texting something versus actually saying it. There's so much more depth in that, because like you could say, dude, fuck you, bro. Fuck you, bro. Like there's like the tonality of your voice really changes everything. That's why emojis got so big.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because
I don't know. I think I need a translator for Black Sheep most of the time. So.
Hey, welcome, Mama Rock, for hanging out with us. Hey guys,
Mama Rock.
You wanna go check out some cool stuff? Go check out Mama Rock over there. She's got her channel. She does. I'm gonna start. Hey, Mama Rock, I'm gonna start hosting your channel on ours too, because we've been doing the hosting thing and putting people's links up there. So I'll put you next time you go live. I haven't figured out how to get like an alert when you go live so that I can throw it up there. I have to figure that out.
My back's been killing me, dude. I drove all damn day today, dude. Oh my god.
I did scrap metal today, and I'll never do it again.
Mine's sitting in my truck. I can't go take because the freaking metal prices suck.
Yeah, well, I hope you did all right on aluminum. You should get about 19 cents a pound. That's what you can figure. I did scrap metal. I took back 2 washers. I took back 2 washers, a dishwasher, and 2 microwave ovens, and a whole bunch of other metal crap, from disc brakes to whatever. And I got it there. So about 740 pounds. You know what I made? Like $27.75.
So how much?
Yeah, I was initially gonna guess. I was gonna guess under $20, and then you said 700 pounds. I was gonna say 440 to like.
All that matters is how much hex was it.
Yeah, I would totally be rather picking up bottles and cans at 10 cents a piece than wrestling around with all that stuff, because I loaded it all myself and I unloaded it all myself, and I made $27. It's like, no, next time, I told my wife, I said, next time somebody drives by and says, hey, you got some money there, can I take that? Let them have it. I ain't taking that shit back.
I mean, just 2,000x the price, bro. If you sell it 10,000x.
Yeah, $27 worth right now. You put it, stake it for 15 years. Who knows what it might be? It might be a new truck one day.
This steak is the steak that broke my back.
Yeah, you can name your stakes.
Right.
This was the $20 scrap metal day.
Yeah, I highly recommend you don't name it Brokeback. All right.
Hey, so Moses, somebody in the internet lurkers asking, what does Litecoin do for work? If you want to tell anybody.
Oh, yeah, I have an irrigation business. So like
and you market products.
Yeah, I have a product.
And you lurk in every crypto corner in the freaking planet.
Yeah,
and you sell Decentraland freaking clothes,
wearables. I do a lot. I'm a man of many talents. I do a lot of things. But yeah, I started originally in like landscaping, and then from there I went into irrigation. I still have a landscaping business, which I still run, but I also have an irrigation business where we go out to properties and then like fully install systems out, like basically have your entire irrigation system on a phone app, essentially, where you can just be chilling out, turn on your sprinklers for cattle or something like that, or just your vegetable garden or anything you like, basically. But we just go to these big properties and stuff where people have acres on acres here in California. And then, so I'm always driving through the mountains pretty much to these like secluded areas and stuff, and putting in like tubing with my guys and stuff, or send them off to some other places. But
y'all cool. Use like what do y'all use for the electronics for that? Like PLC controllers and shit, or what?
Usually you can just you can just use like Buccaneers and stuff and like Rainbirds and stuff. Just it depends how big of a system you want to go with, because the average property is using like 12 stations max.
That's not that bad.
So because you don't need nothing crazy. I mean, it's a small little electrical signal that goes to a valve, right? You just what you really do need is you need an input in there that has Wi-Fi connected, so you can activate an app. Essentially, that's the main issue. Essentially, then all you do from there, you just call up a company that can put really good Wi-Fi connection or direct internet into the box, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, we used to do, or I used to. Like project manage we did all the camera installs on railroads and shit, so like we'd do it'd be all remote. You'd have to like do radio links for each one, and then it's all low voltage from there. It's a similar kind of shit, but it was like a lot of shit. It'd be a PLC controller full of like fucking all sorts of relays,
and a lot of times the customers come to us with ideas, and you're just like a lot of especially if you're just like a smaller company or something, you're sort of a dream maker, where they come to you with a problem and you say, well, can you make this work? Well, this is probably not the best way, but this is what Susan wants. Well, okay, Susan, I will give you what you want. This is what you want. Okay. It's retarded, but okay.
All right. Yeah, sure. We'll do it. Yeah.
No problem. I mean, we literally had like a guy who's like, he wanted like his own blaster cannons because he was like super afraid of fire. He's like, I just want to be manually turn it. I don't want it. I want to be able to physically turn it. Okay. You got it. You're paying, bro. Right. That's it. I mean, that's why it's really hard to quote people out for jobs and stuff, because it's like you basically, every job has to be done by the hour. You cannot if you will lose your fucking ass if you give somebody a price like, oh, this will be $2,000. Hell no.
By the day.
The day.
Not by the hour, by the day.
Yeah. Well, you have to play around with some. It's depends on the job really, because like, but yeah, you can charge them by the day. Sometimes they go out to a job and it's like 2-3 hours. You can't really charge them for a 2-hour job by the day. Unless you see how big of the scale of the job is, if you're like, fuck, this place is huge. Well, duh, yeah. Well, I don't know, Johnny, what's up already.
What is so? Oh, I'm just looking. I'm looking at Twitter. Since I'm gonna get a pie chart that shows how we talked about fucking bullshit, and we didn't. We talked about he's gonna make a pie chart.
Are we gonna talk about programmable logic controllers?
Yeah,
I took 2 years of that. They got filed in my useless information bin.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell a story to make that piece of the pie.
It was useful for me for about 3 years of my life, and now I couldn't give a shit about that. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I took a robotics program to learn how to build animatronics.
Hey guys, thanks for all the ice creams and the.
Back in high school, I thought that'd be a great idea. And it's a marketable thing. It was in technology, and I thought I'd be useful. I wired circuit boards and I did all that fun stuff, the whole mechanical clusters group. And literally, I'm lucky if I can tell you the difference between a capacitor and a resistor, because I don't use that shit ever on anything. Right. But who knows how things are going to turn out down the road? You never know.
Keep going, guys.
There was something you said I'm not sure if it was a couple streams ago, but you said that the thing you really wanted from HEX was just the freedom to say no to some customers and just do jobs that you actually like. Like I thought that was, that's awesome, because you like what you fucking do. A lot of people don't like what they do, and trust me, I've taken some jobs I didn't wish I didn't take. I really have. Everyone has. Yeah.
Here's the kicker. See, when it's a job, you're doing what the client wants. It has nothing to do with you. You check your ego at the door. Their opinion's what matters. Whoever's signing the check, their opinion is the one that matters. So, I do all kinds of strange jobs, from surgical trainer type stuff to, building giant dragons, but it's seldom that I get to do the cool stuff. I mean, sometimes maybe it's a beer tap or a shifter knob, You never know what the job's going to be, but you charge, this is the job that pays. That's the job you do. So if you stay busy enough, you don't actually get time to be creative because you're busy, doing what other people need you to do. So you don't really get to pick and choose the jobs. You just pick and choose what pays,
Well, and that's something that some people have a hard time with. I mean, like, especially it being like like a gig, like I'm happy always fitting in and doing gigs where that's the job that you need. Okay, I can do that job. I know personally that I'm like worth a lot more than that and can do a lot of other things on the side because I'm taking this kind of easy job. But like, that's what you're paying me for that. That's that. Like there's a lot of cats who are like, no, I'm worth more than that. And you're like, bitch,
you guys are really fucking up my pie chart right now. You know that, right? Really fucking up my pie chart.
You asked me. You went into this rabbit hole right now.
No, I said, what did you do? I didn't say to freaking give me your fucking resume. I said, what do you do? That's all I asked is, what do you do?
And I stopped. And then
I wanted to say, I wanted to give you some props and say, Litecoin Moses has more than just one job. And that's why he's such a badass in the Hex community, because he works real fucking hard for you guys. That was all I was trying to get. But no, now we got another fucking pie chart. Now we're going to talk about our damn irrigation experience and shit. How much time we spent on Hex?
As far as I know, you started it. That's all. That's how I'm going to say it. Tell it.
Yeah.
RG3.
Just dump it. I like that. Just dump the shit off of you guys. Just put it on my head. That's cool. I'm good with it. That's why I'm here, is to help you guys look better.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Freaking Twitter, man. So Twitter's going cool right now because everyone's doing the Annette challenge. Like freaking Timothy, he's over at Walmart changing them all to Hex. He put his freaking link in all the freaking Hex or all the devices. There's like all these different devices now, so everybody's posting as they're going to these stores, and they're putting all the their Hex links on the laptops, on the devices, on the phones, everything. It's just freaking good. They're going to make that go viral in the Hex community. That's cool. Yeah. And then, dude, man, I mean, Adrian, dude, bro, I love you, man. But you got to come on freaking Discourse Syndicate so we can slap you around a little bit. We got to freaking straighten you out, bro. There's some.
He watches us.
I'm a little concerned.
He quotes us all the time.
He doesn't quote me. He ignores me completely. Adrian, if you're watching, bro, let me help straighten you out, man. You guys, you're putting some stuff up there. It's worrying us, man. You gotta get on the show so we can hook you up. You're a smart guy. Right. You're a smart guy. But we got a fucking couple of screws we got to tighten up, all right, buddy?
I'm a fan, but not because like I'm like, this dude's like I mean, it's an interesting breed of individual. He is. It's an interesting breed of individual.
Like us all. That's why I want him over here, man.
Oh yeah, like I said, and then
he's a sick-minded fucking pirate, man. That's
good texture on his stream was trying to make keep secrets with him. He was like, if you let me know you exist, he's like, I won't tell anybody.
What if he's just an algorithm?
that's what I think Dexter's getting at. He's trying to fish out.
I know.
Well, I've been answering all of his tweets. Every tweet he puts out, I got an answer for him.
Yeah.
And but he hasn't even liked or told me to go.
No, he's not a bad guy or nothing. But some of his
Adrian, come hang out with the pirates.
Yeah.
I don't even have a place to send him a link. I can't get a hold of him anywhere.
All right.
Because you can't message him, he doesn't have any. Anyway.
Isn't that shit awesome? Like I love that's my favorite thing. When
I saw that joke. Everybody thinks he's AI. Adrian's definitely AI.
Hey, Hex Monkey, thanks for let me say thanks to everybody in here. So Mama Rock throwing us diamonds again. She's always tossing us the love here. Bran again, more lemons than he has sense. Dropping lemons on us like crazy. Astronoid always dropping lemons. Wall of Houses, thanks for the ice creams. Cass Rowlett, thanks for the lemons. And who else is in there? Hex Monkey dropping diamonds. unhexable, dropping lemons. This platform is cool, man. This is really really cool.
I got a question. I mean, somebody's asking me about price comparisons from Puerto Rico to here, or to like the States.
Hex costs exactly the same in Puerto Rico as it does.
Yes, that was exactly what I was going to say. The same price tags. And I mean, so is fucking everything else. Like, I mean, I think if you wanted to get some sort of fruit that maybe doesn't grow here or something, it might be a little bit more, but like every fucking thing else is pretty much the same. Right?
It's all in the dollar, pretty much. Yeah, it's
all in the dollar,
yeah.
and like I mean, there's not very many items. Like, I mean, okay, I was at the Puerto Rican Walmart equivalent, and like it's called Amigo, and they had like something that I was looking at on my phone at Walmart's website was like $3 cheaper than like the item on the shelf. But that's like, I mean, that's so there's a few items that were like a little bit markup, but like, I mean,
yeah, so you'll find that in the States, you know.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So no, I didn't. Like I said, I mean, I was buying grass-fed steaks today for the like $11 a pound, which is like cheaper than I get grass-fed steaks in back home. So.
Yeah, like, they're $18 in some places now. Like they've literally got like meat prices have gone up in the United States like 40 fucking percent, 30%, dude.
Yeah. And this meat, and the meat, the carne, the hacienda carne that's over here has tomahawk steaks for like $12 a pound, and they're like, I mean, the fucking, beasts.
Let's go.
Yeah. I was like, I got here this place, and I was looking through the place. I'm like, do I have any pans or any way big enough to cook one of those bitches? Nope,
hey,
do not have anything.
do they have like? Do they close the beaches down, or do they have nightlife on the beach and stuff? You know, is it like
usually okay? So usually there. I mean, in the past there has been like cranking nightlife on the beach, and that never stops. Like, in fact, I highly recommend you stay if you want to not hear Puerto Rican music all night long every night. Do not purchase a house directly next to the beach, because like if there's a beach bar somewhere nearby, then like there is a system cranked up until 11 o'clock at night, at least, if not later. And like, especially if in some of the little valley kind of towns that there are like that, like that sound is like bouncing off of it. I mean, it's cranked up.
Hey,
so,
RG,
so like,
we got emergency situation going on in the chat room real quick. Hold that thought. So, Transcendent Dezen, we hope you're all right, man. He just to let everybody know, he just sat on his fucking ball so hard he'll be right back. So,
oh no.
Just want to.
Hey, do you guys remember like damn, this must have been like on Hexo's show and stuff like early on, right? Remember that guy that said he was going to jail, and like he's like, oh, I've got some bad news, I'm going to jail, so I set my stakes to get out of jail. I wonder what the fuck happened to that guy, dude. I wonder if he really went to jail, or like what the hell he actually did, dude. I'm still thinking about that sometimes.
I don't know. That's a good question.
He's gonna come back from it. You guys remember me, man? I held through this. I held through, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. If he did, I mean, well, what else can you do? Shit. I mean, yeah. You're gonna have to.
Comes out at the perfect time.
As long as he gave somebody his keys or lets him know, or his address. I mean, they can do good accounting feature for him.
Dude, they might shut down California again.
Yeah, they did. They shut us down today. No more get your nail did. No more get your hair did. No more food. It's all. All
my hustler there is going mobile now.
Shut down.
Funding Jim and I were talking about that. Yeah, like because he had just came in from over there, and he was like embracing the freedom that I mean, there's still, like I said, people are being careful here, but you can go and do things, like, but there is also a curfew too. There's like so after like 10 o'clock, like again, it's been nice kind of in the sense that like those, like I was staying at the beach, and like the beach bars, I was like, why do I not hear the music at 11 o'clock like normal? And it's because there's a curfew on right now. And so at like 9:30, they shut everything down, and everyone has to be gone by like 10. They hang out and they cruise up and down the beach and shit and check. But yeah, it's definitely a different. I mean, and completely different than Florida, where in Florida everyone's like, do whatever the fuck you want. You know, nobody is stopping anybody from doing.
Yeah, the East Coast, man. Well, I mean, back when I was over there partying on the beach, I mean, they just did whatever. It was like fucking free for all down there. You know, kegs on the beach. Been down to Daytona.
It's a little bit beyond free for all. I mean, like I've had cats like get close and like the close talkie in your grill, and you would be like, bro, get back, like please keep a little space, please.
Now,
and, like,
California is not like that at all,
get
man.
angry. No, them get angry at you for like wanting your fucking space. You're like, hey man, I'm not asking you to like fucking mask. I'm not even asking you to put on a fucking mask right now. I'm just asking you to take a fucking step back. And they're like, what the fuck? You think there's a problem with me? And I'm like, no, it's a.
All right, Big K, you're drinking too much wine, buddy. You're getting in a fight with invisible people, bro.
No, I've had it happen on a couple different occasions back in Florida. You know, like in gas stations, and you know, just in passing. You know, like so it's not unbeknownst to, like, it just depends on the area you're in, how people are taking it seriously or not. You know, and that's different in different areas. Like if you were like I was in Miami area, Miami-Dade is. I mean, the hookers are wearing masks.
Yeah.
You know?
Really?
People are retarded around the world.
Yeah. There.
So you're gonna wear a mask so no one breathes on you, but you're gonna freaking stuff a freaking balls deep in down your throat, right?
I'm not trying to assess logic here. I'm just like the eyes on the street. Like I'm just trying to be like, breaking news. People are doing shit here.
Dude's like,
you know, you
dude's
just made a
gonna
section in
dude's
DeFi
raw dogging.
talking about balls now.
Dude's like 1 second from raw dogging, and then he's like, wait, safety first.
That's just so freaking wrong, man.
Dude.
But what I was saying is California beaches, everything closes at 10 o'clock. Get your ass off there. 10 o'clock, it's over.
Yeah, that's how it is here too. 10 o'clock, beaches are closed. Everything's closed at 10. That is still a thing. But I mean, up until then, it's relatively, you know, open. Everything's open. I mean, they have rules on temperature check and 50% capacity and stuff. But that's
so the internet out there. So, you know, everybody's crypto people. If you're going out there and you want to get access to all your shit and be able to stream and do all this stuff, what's the internet access like out there? Pretty decent.
So I have,
because you have no problems.
So for business, I have like 2 lines on my phone. So I have like AT&T and Verizon, and both of their, like I can see both of them everywhere I go. Like I have 4 bars 4G right now, and 3 bars the other one. You know, so like that's just fine. Well, I mean, like, and I say everywhere. I mean, like everywhere that has like a paved road that, you know, you're gonna like be able to easily drive on without a 4-wheel vehicle. You know, like as soon as you go like into the mountains and shit, you know, like for sure they're gonna go around a fucking corner somewhere and you're gonna be like, oh, fucking shit doesn't get any goddamn signal. But like, I mean, that's with any mountain area that you go into, that's your, you know, like that. But for the most part, if you're in a city, there's like the place that I'm in now, like as opposed to the place I was in the other day. The place I'm in now has fiber, so you like. I'm pretty sure if I haven't looked at me on the stream, but I've been much clearer today than I was the last time we were on yesterday. And so like, I mean, fiber is pretty like easily accessible at most part, you know, most of the cities around here. So that's a big thing actually that people needed, because like, you know, if you're an options trader or something like that, you know, like the internet goes down for 2 hours, you're like, holy shit, you know, people would lose their mind. They're like, Act 20 doesn't make a shit of difference if I can't fucking trade, you know? So,
look, that's why I've been looking into, remember that Charlie Sheen thing? He was chilling with, the fuck's it called? OXT? So it's a VPN, right? But whatever, that doesn't matter, right? But the important part that like a lot of people don't know is that they're actually, even though they're selling a VPN, they're actually selling internet and bandwidth as well. So you'll be able to buy like faster internet than you actually have. And I'm investigating into to see how it is, because like the VPN thing's cool, whatever, right? But like the really important part's like, yo, that'd be so cool to make sure like I just push a turbo button when I'm streaming to make sure that I'm like
getting,
you know, rock solid,
guaranteed to not have anything.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I mean,
I'm changing internet service right now too. I'm a little.
People would pay for that for sure. I mean, I like if you're like, I mean, if when I was doing trading, you know, I would like have whatever server I was trading on be located nearest to wherever I knew that the servers were that were operating. You know, like that's all that matters. All that fucking does matter. You know?
Definitely.
I finally
not that it made a shit
hardwired,
difference for me.
but I hardwired mine, so I'm freaking tired of Wi-Fi. And then plus, I've got the Death Star AT&T out here, and they suck. So I'm switching over myself right now.
Yeah.
But I'm a little worried about all that changing, you know, freaking IPs and all this shit. And I hate changing internet providers, especially right now.
I mean,
You can't do shit.
So my question
it's a
is-
weird.
Yeah, Johnny.
Go for it.
My question is, do you guys really want to move to Puerto Rico? Or are we in fantasy land at the moment? I mean, if you really had to uproot and take what you have and
like I am for sure doing it, and am happily doing it. Like it's definitely like, I mean, I enjoy myself thoroughly here. Like I've like wished I could have done it a couple years ago. And like again, like uproot your entire life is like, for the most part, for sure, like you have to buy the things here that you like we were talking about it with Jim the other day. Like sure, you have to have a house here and a car here and a bank account here and all that shit here, but that doesn't mean again that I have to like get rid of my Chase bank account that I have back home. You know, and it's that like, or you know, back in the States, like that doesn't mean I have to like sell my property that I have there necessarily. There's, you know, there's ways to make sure that you can keep your stuff, you know, like there's none of that. Like it's not like, and again, it's not to say that like it's like moving to a different state, really. It's like, you know, it's not really like it's like some grandiose, like I feel comfortable. Yeah, that's the thing, is there's awesome parts about it, that like there's a piece of me that when I was driving around today, I was thinking to myself like, damn, America's fucking pretty damn lucky that they scooped this fucking island up. That's pretty damn sure, because like it is a pretty kick-ass piece of, I mean, like it is. And like out of all the islands I've been to, because I've been through a lot of spots in the Caribbean, like I've been on a bunch of, I used to do like when I was working music festivals and events and shit, I did this thing called Jam Cruise, which is like a fucking 6-day music festival on a cruise boat. This is like is a lot of fun. Well, like each year they went to some different fucking islands, and so I checked out a fuck ton of islands doing that on top of doing shit on my own time. And like there's really nowhere that I've been in the Caribbean that I enjoy as much as Puerto Rico. I like, there's other cool spots and shit, but like everything else gets fucking tired to me very quickly, in the sense that like, I mean, St. John's and St. Thomas is beautiful, but like you can drive that whole spot. Touristy as shit, and I can be all like do that whole island and like not very long, and then I can do, you know, same thing with, I was just in St. Lucia, and like, I mean, there's 3 cool things to see there, and like you see them in a week, and that's fucking it, you know. And like, I mean, like you gotta really like the food and the people there or something, because like there's not much fucking else to it, you know. Yeah. And like, whereas Puerto Rico, there's industry going on, there's fucking cool cities that are here, there's several, you know, there's lots of like they have their own unique culture all in and of itself that is like, you know, like weirdly engrossing, enthralling, whatever the word is, like enticing, you know. I know so, like some of the tunes that I know I'm going to hear if I go to karaoke anywhere in these places. Like I'm excited for some Noches de Fantasia, you know, like it's you know, like there's some great, you know, like they have it's a great vibe down here, and it really jived personally with me. And again, it's not for everybody, but like personally for me, like I also appreciate the relationship with authority that they have here. I mean, sure, we talked a little bit about the corruption that has existed in politics, which on the one hand, you like that, like Tammy or anybody here is very open with that fact. You know, it's one of the nicest parts about living in Chicago growing up, is that like everyone knows what you're going to get with Chicago. It's shady as fuck, man. Just keep a $50 bill behind your ID when you hand it to the cops, because, you know, that might get you out of it. You know, like that's, you know, like that's, and like that's, I'm not saying that that's right or anything like that, but like it's like, it's very fucking transparent, you know, and I like that, you know. And not only that, but like then on a smaller scale, like I find that like they're just, because of the lack of funding as far as militarization of the police goes, like you're not going to run into the problem that we're running into. Like there's not really protesting in the same way. None of the same protesting is going on here because of the police's relationship with citizens is much better.
Hold up that bottle, would you? Hold that bottle up that you got there. How empty is it?
Not very at all. I like just opened it up. Like I literally, I think it's like right to there.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering how much you've been drinking.
No.
So RG, what
Not that
about you? You got a family and you've got kids and you got kids in school and stuff like that.
I got one in school. My teenage daughter, she I talked to her about it. Mama gave me the thumbs up the other day. So I think, I would look, I live in California, so I've got mixed emotions here. I hate this freaking state's politics. I hate its stranglehold that it has on you with taxes. I was born and raised here, so I know the places to go, the ins and outs, the beauty of this place, and how to live here, and make it. So I love California for that. But the taxes will strangle you to death, especially somebody who's in a position like us. If I want to open up a business, an internet business, or realize HEX gains, you just can't do that here. It's not possible. So, the Puerto Rico move for me would be a great thing, in the fact that, I could keep my properties here in California, come back, spend the holidays here, with family and all that. And then, back out to Puerto Rico during the winter season and spend the summer, basically the summer down there, which will be the winter up here, that kind of thing. And then, move back and forth. So yeah, I want to do it. I'm almost retirement age, I'm ready to start hanging it up. I mean, I still got years left of me. I can work for another, 15 years or whatever, going in my 70s and whatnot. But, I'm at the point where, a lot of people my age have bailed California, gone to Montana, gone to Colorado, gone to, Seattle. And, a lot of them are just sick of it, sick of the place. See, California's, a lot of people are like, these Californians. Well, fuck, nobody's from California. Everybody's from somewhere else. Especially if you go to Hollywood, that's that weird place there. You go to Hollywood, there ain't a single fucking person from Cal. I was the only person I knew when I lived in Hollywood that was from California. Everybody else, every weirdo from every other state in the whole friggin' planet comes to California because they think they're going to fit in, because they think it's some weird place, for weirdos. And it is, but they come from somewhere fucking else, man. They're not from California. Mm-hmm. They're from somewhere. There's someone else's jaded, fucked up weirdo in that town that nobody accepted. So they come to California because they think they're going to get accepted. So we got this circus going on in LA and Hollywood from a bunch of people that ain't from here. So and then it gives California a bad name, but then you have beautiful places like Monterey where Litecoin lives, and you got places, all over the place. I mean, that's like some of the best country right there, California. Yeah. Like, but then you got to realize we're the whole size of the East Coast, so yeah, one state, but it really should be mixed up into 6 or 7 states.
Right. But I also think that's dumb to split California up too, because it just
you can't now.
It's so stupid. I see that shit happen every 4 years.
Yeah,
let's break up California. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. They both depend on each other. Southern California depends on Northern California for water and all those in the agriculture. And then, of course, Northern California depends on the revenue from Southern California for their schools and everything else. So it'll never get split up. I know they want to. I know that a lot of the farm folks want to go, hey, them guys, it's our water, and and then down here they think, oh well, we give them all of our tax revenue. It's just a stupid game. But like I said, I want out of here too. But I love the place. I don't ever want to leave. But Puerto Rico offers me that opportunity to go out, and I'm really digging into my Hex business and what this platform's doing and what I can do for Hex moving into the future. So I'm still trying to figure all that out. You know, what can I do what can I continue to do for Hex? You know, I put this thing together so that all of you guys can have a voice, and I can just try to moderate it a little bit, because I'm not the smartest crypto fucking guy out there. I don't know the ins and outs of it all. I'm horrible with math. I don't really know. I didn't know Hex that well until I, you know, did the deep dives with all of you guys teaching me how to do it, you know, and listening to hours and hours and hours of Richard. So I'm just like the moderator and bringing all of you smart guys in and bringing all of you Hex people in. So I'm trying to look at how that's going to look in the future for this, because I'm like Hexo. I don't want this to end on the AA, and you know, when the AA is over with, I don't want to just, hey, you know, I'm going to shut the channel down and walk away. I kind of like doing this, and you know, I'd like to take the topic somewhere else, and maybe Hex will grow, and maybe we'll have other things built on it and other things going for it that, you know, we can talk about. Maybe we'll change fucking crypto and move it somewhere else. And a guy like me who believed in it has a platform, you know, and I can start speaking to that and speaking to true DeFi, you know, because now all of a sudden, you know, we're starting to grow an ecosystem is growing around Hex, you know, with the onboarding and Uniswap and all of these things that are true, almost true kind of DeFi, you know, platforms starting up. But it looks like the emergence of something in crypto, and it's, you know, I want to be part of it. So being able to take that and move it somewhere else and continue doing work for Hex is, you know, what I'm hoping to do. And I mean, if the freaking price go up, like, you know, just a little bit more, then I might just be doing this shit for fun. And we can talk about freaking, you know, jerking horses off and all that kind of shit all we want. You know?
All day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You had to mention something off color. You getting a pie chart for that?
I know.
Well, I kind of
I'm-
worked the pie chart a little bit for Hex, and then, you know, I went to, you know, jerking off horses.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, we don't want to be stale. Like, there's some other guys on YouTube who they just talk about their coin. That's all they talk about, and it gets, damn, it's dry, bro. It's really dry. It's really dry, dude. It just, you know, yeah. It's good to put some color in there and fun.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it shows you're a real person.
Yeah, the relatability is key. I mean, like, you know, it's like everybody has their own style, and we're all very super different people. So like I said, I mean, yeah, it's not right. I mean, I get it. Like, I'm sure that Puerto Rico isn't right for fucking a huge portion of the Hex community, you know, for whatever reason. I mean, it's not from the U.S. or whatever, you know, or they are Puerto Rican and they've fucking lived here all their life and they can't wait to fucking get out. You know, who knows? You know, I don't know. You know, it's, you know,
Yeah.
but I know, from my perspective, I'm very excited about like what's to come here. I mean, like, I'm super stoked. I have a 3-year-old who like is like the prime age to like her. My wife's also French Canadian, and they're from like a small town in like the middle of nowhere, Quebec. So like having like she gets some French already too, and get to be able to get some Spanish. I mean, I'd love to be able to, you know, give her as much of the culture, and, you know, at a young age that I can, you know. And I mean, I can't do that in Tampa, Florida very well.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, I mean, everyone does their own thing, but I'm super excited for it. And like, I'll like keep doing some Hex content around the island. Like I said, there's tons. Like, that's the nice thing about Puerto Rico, is that there's no shortage of shit to do, and there's no shortage of, like, you know, really interesting, unique spots to find. You know,
look,
I mean,
the one thing that you got there that, if you are there, surf. Fucking learn how to surf. There is nothing better for your mind, your body, your spirit, your health, your well-being than surfing. Surfing. I know old guys that have been surfing all their lives that are just so super. They're physically just healthy and their minds are healthy. Something about being in the ocean and hitting them waves, man. I mean, when you get on your first wave ever, and everything goes silent and all you can hear is that board slapping on the water and the waves crashing behind you and you're getting out in front of it. I mean, it just does something to your soul, man. I'm telling you, you got to go surf. You got to surf. If you're on an island and it's fucking surf all around you, if you ain't doing it, man, you're cheating yourself, because I'm telling you, that's my thing is when I need to get away and I need to, you know, be with whatever you want to call the creative force of the universe or whatever, that's it for me, is out there in the water. And so many people that I've introduced it to, that I've taught how to surf, and they're like, just the change. I love seeing that change when they ride their first wave, man. They're just like, shit. And then you're hooked forever.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely have to come down and teach me, because I'm all about it. My like
thinking about setting up a surf camp down there.
Yeah.
Mexican surf camp.
I would love to. I have a friend. A friend of mine owns a surf shop that down over in Pompano Beach, and it's like it's a big island water sports. It's like a big thing, and she's all about she was like telling me about it. She's like, this sounds like a cool idea to come to Puerto Rico. I was like, I would love to hire your services to teach me how to surf down here. Is set up a surf camp and shit would be fantastic. I mean, just for the fun of it, fucking A, man. I definitely could use it, because like my go-to getaway thing is hockey. Ice skating. I would go ice. I mean, I have ice skate. Like, I'm from Chicago, and ice skating since I was like 2 years old. I played a lot of hockey when I was younger. I still go skating, and like. Yeah, but like, I mean, but it's like, in Florida alone, it's like a dying breed. There's like these 1 or 2 rinks, I got to go an hour to, to skate around. Whereas like, in Puerto Rico, there's about 0 ice rinks.
That's sorry with me. I don't like that culture. That's the one thing. RG3 does not like that white stuff that falls out of the sky and gets really cold. I don't. Do that.
I mean,
I just don't like.
I can only stick around for a minute with it. Like I have like pretty, like, I don't have it as bad anymore. But when I was younger, I had real bad joint pain from like psoriatic arthritis, and just being in the cold really like picks it up a lot. Now it's like it's under control, and I don't really have a problem anymore. But like, I'm also not trying to move to the tundra anytime fucking soon to figure out that's oh no, it does still bother you. Okay, that's great.
You know what I read? I read something in the Telegram, not to change the subject, but to change the fucking subject. Mama Rock said, "I'm new to a lot of this. I'm just learning." So again, back to our education here on Discourse Syndicate, and we learn a lot of things here. But no, I was talking about last stream, and I wanted to clear this up. I was talking about taking these lemons, and you can purchase them with fiat and turn them into crypto. Well, I found out you can't turn them into crypto. That's a no, you can't. They did just change the platform over to BTT token. So the Tron network, obviously, freaking Justin bought, Dlive, and he took whatever token. I forget. Well, it was Lino, right? Lino was here first. So they freaking tossed, and so it looks like BTT is kind of taking over. I think maybe they might be in a middle stage right now switching. But my thought is that they've got, and now it doesn't have the ability yet, but it looks like you might be able to take those lemons and switch them over to BTT eventually. So there might be something to it, but as of yet, no, you can only trade in your lemons for back into cash or whatever. And of course it takes you like 2 weeks to process that and all. So at this point, guys, sorry, it's not a place where we can move crypto from, into cash and off board it, I guess you'd call that. But they might, something might be, hold on. Mama Rock just sent you a link to Dlive. It might be something that changes over. And maybe they're setting that up. I don't know. But at this point, you can't.
Probably.
So Mama Rock sent you a link on your Dlive channel. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, I wanted to she was asking about, she didn't understand what was going on. So what you got, Mama Rock, what you got going on here at Dlive is that you can onboard your fiat or your dollars. You should accept. I can't accept BTT or TRX donations until after we become a partner, is what it is. So they won't let me set all that crypto wallet and everything up yet until after. And you have to get 1,000 subs. So like Mama Rock just got her 1,000 subs, so she's an official VP, they call it. So she can do that. We can't do that yet. We got to get 1,000 subs. So hit the sub button, guys, and subscribe to the channel so that we can move on and move forward. But what Mama Rock, what I was trying to say to the new people is that one of the issues that we have in crypto is there's gatekeepers to bring in your dollars into the cryptocurrency world, and there's a few of them, Coinbase being like the biggest one. And so getting your money from crypto back into, because you can't really buy anything with crypto because it's just too volatile and nobody wants to take it. And, some people took Bitcoin at one time, but that's dwindled. The list was like a page long, and now it's like 3 companies out there that might take, Bitcoin. I mean, and then of course, then there's all the shady, websites and stuff that take Bitcoin. That's about it. So there's no real use case for it. So anyway, offboarding your crypto back into fiat so that you can spend it, back into dollars so that you can spend it. There's only a couple places to do it. So if they were to take this platform and allow you to do a swap over to BTT or Tron or whatever it is that they sponsor here, maybe even HEX, maybe they let us put a HEX wallet on there. But if you can take your lemons and swap it into that, then you might have a place where you can, onboard, offboard, your crypto into fiat. So, but at this point, it doesn't allow you to do that. Did I shut all you guys up?
No, I just started reading about it now too. There's some stake. Somehow you can stake your BTT with.
Yeah, there's a
Dlive.
staking function in there. Yeah, of course.
But
Oh, I had the mute button.
The dream app would be something like Coinbase that allows you to, an app for HEX that's like Coinbase, where you could just buy your HEX there, you could stake it there, and you could do all that stuff. And I'm really looking forward to see what Firebun and Steph put together, because if they could do something like that, and HEX really isn't dependent on any of the rest of the space at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand the technology behind, moving crypto back into fiat into your bank account that you drew it from. I don't understand what that's obviously where the gatekeep is. Of course they monitor it coming in, and they're going to monitor it going out so that they can get their tax dollars.
And they only want a couple of select players to get that money as well. Right. It's almost like the same. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not really technology. It's not. There's not like the secret to the technology. It's just the law of them being like, nope, we got to see that if you want a bank account here.
Just look at Japan. There's like 5 companies in Japan that have a license to deal in crypto, and that's it. So you have to circle jerk these motherfuckers to do anything in Japan. And it's even though it's not as clear in the United States, it's basically what's happened. I mean, that's what's happened here in the United States. Like, they pretty much have made this gigantic moat. Like, you have to play around with these players.
Yeah.
Or you got to bring in billions.
Well, they were smart.
To the table.
They were like, no, we can't lose none of this revenue. If there's going to be some money here, we got to make sure we get our cut. So that's what they did,
HBC.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we're under Caesar, right?
I mean, there's I don't know how legit it is to tell. Like there are like Bitcoin ATMs that you can go to that you can pull like $1,000 or less.
Yeah, but can you pull like 3 mil out? You know what I mean? No,
you'd have to go to it's like 30 Bitcoin ATMs in the Tampa Bay area. I could like go and get $1,000 out of every single one of them with a separate burner phone for each one of them.
Take you like 3 days and freaking 40 grand just to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm just there is shadier. I mean, Listen, I thrive in the darkness, so I know all that side of things too.
You can definitely do it, right? And then you're smart enough to do it, right? And if God willing, you need to do it, you'll get it done. But the problem is it's really fucking inconvenient, and people live on convenience.
Well, it's the cost too. Like to offboard onto those Bitcoin ATMs know what they're doing. They're aware of their abilities. so they cost a lot for them. I mean, like, you wish it was 7%. You wish. It's, it could be, some of the machines you look at, like if you're trying to do a scan of, okay, I've done it, and you go to Coinradar, the ATM site, the Bitcoin ATM site, and you can see them all, and like you'll see there's ones that are 25% offboard, 25%.
Yeah,
I don't think it's as difficult as we think it is, honestly, because if you have a store, okay, you can accept credit card payments and you sell a product. So anybody who has HEX could sell their HEX to somebody else with a credit card as a commodity.
So here's my suggestion. And I'm just going to say this out loud. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and it has to do with, personally, some of the things so if an Indian reservation would build a bank and say, fuck you to all the regulation and stuff, because they have the right to do so, then maybe they can have some type of offboarding technology that goes into those banks and you can bank there. I don't know. I'm just saying that maybe that because they are a sovereign nation, they might be able to pull something like that off, and and then it would help those people. I mean, if they just built a crypto bank, and traded it into fiat.
I guess
it's how it's defined, though.
If there's somewhere that you could always go to. I mean, there's several local Bitcoins. Roger has remade because local Bitcoin's not, the initial one got shut down, but like he's made like another fork of that pretty much. And there are a couple of different ones where you can meet people locally to exchange crypto, and you could, if it was worth it to you, fly out to a location where the laws are more favorable to exchanging in person. Exchange your crypto in person with somebody for Swiss francs or whatever the fuck the fucking people in that country are trading, and then use that to get out. I mean, again, this is convoluted shit.
But now it's talking about that's like almost borderline laundering, So I mean,
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is basically you have a pool of HEX, okay, and that pool could be purchased like anything with a credit card. Just like if I listed HEX as a item on my store, on my website, you could purchase one HEX for whatever and run the credit card. And then, of course, you would normally mail the product to them. You would have to send that thing, and that could be automated. That sort of scenario could be automated. So it's a matter of the definitions of and what's within the law or whatever the definitions are. And right now, the definitions are very vague. It is a digital commodity. Nonetheless, it is still a commodity. You can transact with it. So it seems like it's purposefully being made more difficult than it is to keep people from doing this sort of thing, so that those powers that be can stay powers that be. But there really isn't a reason why an automated system couldn't be made that could do that.
It can, but crypto has to get bigger. And
it's all about them just not taking whoever decides to do its bank account away. If they take their bank account away, then it's all over.
Right. You can always do these little macro stuff, but at a certain point, like HEX has to get to a certain size. Crypto as a whole thing has to get to we're not even $1 trillion market cap. Everything put together, HEX included. Like literally, we're not even. We should all
270 billion. Is it
right? We should be worth more than gold. In not one currency, but like all of us put together should already be at least $7 trillion, or at least what I mean. It's
I don't know. I still agree with Vitalik when he was like, when we hit a $500 million market cap, and he was like, "Congratulations," but like, are we really worth that? Like, I was like, I don't think we are, and we went down a lot. So
no, not right now. When you look at
after
it,
he dumped at the top, though,
Yeah, I mean, that was a good time.
Did you really just say that, Litecoin Moses?
Oh no, I could say it, but like, I mean, I've been saying it. People give fucking Charlie some shit, but he sold 50% from the top. I mean, Vitalik literally sold the top. Literally,
he only sold 50% of the top because it was going up through the freaking moon, and he just like, I just got to freaking jump out of here. The height was getting too crazy for him.
He laddered. I remember right. He laddered out or whatever, but he was honest about it. He didn't lie. You know, he didn't.
Yeah, he
It
told
wasn't.
he,
It, you know,
Yeah,
it's
he said it
that's
straight
how
up.
yeah, straight up. And then he
he said,
go ahead.
"I didn't know I was dumping on your heads. I didn't know I was going to get that
He
good."
not only did he say he knew what he was doing, but he also said very, very directly right after that, if you can't handle Litecoin going down to $25 a piece, don't buy it. He said that right after at fucking $300, sitting at $300, and he's like, this shit will go back. I mean, he's letting you know right then it will go back to $25. You know, and like if you didn't take that warning, like I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's like, bro, I put it in the tweet thing for you guys. I don't know how else to.
Don't FOMO on day one. Don't FOMO on day one.
Exactly. He said
it's like
he told us not to do it. He told us.
Yeah. And I do respect that because he could have just easily just put it on some fucking private Telegram group only. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, and he said it out loud. I mean, but whatever.
Let me answer the chat real quick. So Ace asked, he said, I just bought HEX from the website. You can already buy crypto via Visa and MasterCard. Yeah, we're not talking about onboarding. We're talking about offboarding, Ace. But yeah, the HEX Toys app allows you to go in and use your debit card. You can straight up just buy HEX now. So there's a really cool onboarding tool. And I'm sure that more HEX apps and wallets are going to have that function now that technology is there and we can tap into it. In fact, I think you can actually get the link. Somebody gave me the link that you can actually put the API right in your website now. So there's like you can set it up on your own website.
Yeah, but these are all just growing pains, dude. We're like, you know, we're 8 months in, or how many months in are we into HEX? You know what I mean? It's just like it's gonna take time. Even Bitcoin has trouble with, and they've been around for fucking, I don't know, since 2009 or whatever.
Trouble. They got more in trouble. They got fucking 4 flat tires and the engine's shot.
And it's maybe on fire.
But the fucking thing's on fire and somebody's sleeping in the back seat. I mean, it's freaking it's a mess.
Plus, do you really want to spend? I mean, I eventually you do want to spend when you cash out, right? But like what happened?
No, go ahead. Somebody asked what's the price. I was going to check.
Oh.
Always want to see if Discourse Syndicate's pumping the price, you know, and just check and see if
red flag. Let's pump the price. Well, anyway, yeah, like you really just, I mean, you kind of want to buy and hold this stuff. You don't want to just, you know, spend like, you know, like people who are, I hate to keep going back to like Bitcoin or whatever, but like the people that bought stuff early on, right? Like remember Hexo, his 80,000 hex peaks or whatever at the time, you know, like, or like the first transaction on Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pieces a peaks. I mean, 2 like peakses and stuff and everything like that. You know, that's kind of what happens over time, but it's important to do them so you can have that ability. But like, I don't know, man.
There was a big wick today, but nothing really. No price action. Nothing yet, guys. We're still sideways. We're still sideways.
And we're going on 3 hours.
If we were doing, if I looked at the 4-hour chart, it looks like there's a nice cup and handle forming here on the 4-hour chart. And it could, you know, the cup and handle means that it could, or it couldn't go up, or it could, or it couldn't go down. Right. We may just go sideways, but it could go up. But man, again, it could go down. This is not financial advice. See, I can do it too.
Yeah, you're just missing just click my link below. That's the only thing you're missing.
Click my link below for fleshlights and margin trading, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go on my hexrect.com.
And then hexrect.com and Litecoin Moses' new coin, no promises.
No promises.
I thought it was broken promises.
Broken promises. I'm sorry. No promises is going to be the fork. Shit, I shouldn't have let that out.
RG, dude, what the fuck, man?
Broken Promises was the coin. That's going to be the fork. We've already set the
Right,
fork
that's-
up, guys. We've already got an exit scam plan to fork off. Yep.
My God.
Yeah, I still occasionally pop through.
I wish
the,
this fake
the
DeFi would
Hex
fork off.
chat rooms that are like the negative chat rooms. You know, the ones that were like the Hex bad chat. You know, ones that there were before.
Oh, those,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The Richard Docs.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I still pop on through from time to time. It's. I mean, like if you want to see like delusion, like the same 5 people saying the same delusionary things over and
Five
over
to each other. They're still talking to each other. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
They go in there
It's
every once
just
in a while,
like-
just say Hex is a scam.
It's about to dump tomorrow. It's just what they swear to God. It's just about to dump tomorrow. That's
Bromance, bro. It's a bromance.
I mean, to be around Hex that long, I mean, just sitting in your seat and fucking looking at the computer and fudding Hex, you've got to understand more about. I mean, you got to get it through osmosis from sitting there doing nothing. You know, I mean,
Right.
you're going to naturally understand what's going on if you're in there fudding the freaking project for so long.
Jeez, how
If you're
much
wasting
time
that
is
much
wasted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You could literally like I can understand if you don't like a coin. Like imagine like you can shit on a tiny bit, a little bit here and there, right? But like to waste hours of your day every single fucking day,
I don't get it.
then from there, literally just fuck
That's
off.
like-
Just go do something else with your life. What are you doing,
That's like
dude?
Karen
You're
hatred.
wasting your life.
Oh, yeah. And so there's like one dude who like in particular, one screen name in particular that like has created a lot of the fun about all this stuff. And like watch it, like it is funny to see. Like I do understand why somebody like that does that, because like at least a good portion of the people that has interviewed Richard recently that have been shitty towards him and like think it's a scam, like most of them have recalled or have used that dude's like very, very poor level of research that he's done. You know, it's very surface level, and they act as if like Deep Throat himself like slipped him the papers underneath the, you know, in an out, like I got this information, you know, this very public stupid information, you know, like it's you know, the amount of time I get why he's done it, because like they've actually swayed opinions of people that are out there that may have bought into Hex or may not have, you know, but might have had a better chance at getting in at a better time than they did than now.
Oh yeah, people like abandoned complete websites and stakes and emergency end stake.
Yeah, literally
and
over what is like the misunderstanding about what is actually a tool in the system and not like some reason to FUD.
And these people were in like January, February, March. These are people that bailed out, and they had stacks from those times where Hex was $1 million to $1.5 million per ETH. I mean, even if you had a little stack, you know, a few $100 in, I mean, there's some significant amount of freaking Hex there.
It's crazy to me. The one cat that was on that did interviews and stuff that had what was it the site that is now like the unstake calculator. That cat, like it's crazy to me to devote that much time to creating that much of a well-oiled machine of a website that he made, just to like, then you didn't understand the system and you didn't know that was like a possible that was actually part of what made things great. Like it's I mean it's a little strange to me, you know, but I guess it is an intense, deep, like complex beast. But
well, people get a lot of that buyer's remorse, man, like sets in with some people, and a lot of them are freaking got PTSD from 2017.
Old war wounds.
So old war wounds, and then they started hearing people talking shit and flooding it, and it's like that thing just goes inside and it freaking eats them up, and they just bail. You know, I'm out of here. You know, I can't do it again. You know, it's
what's so
shit happens,
about
man.
that is that I find that whenever I cut and run on a coin, like I almost pay attention to it more afterwards. Like,
right.
And then when it does go up in price, then I'm like, God, son of a bitch. But like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, they spend more time fighting it down than afterwards.
We just hate being wrong. Everyone
Yeah.
does.
I'm torn. I'm totally torn on the FUD because I capitalized on the FUD and
Yeah, we all did.
and
I
said-
mean, we all did.
Yeah.
They dumped their bags and we got to pick it up, and you
we
know,
got
but
to pick it up.
the cool thing is going to be the gloat. I mean, I'm preparing for the gloat. I mean, it's going to be, you know what, we do a fair amount of it now, but it's going to be so fucking rich and so fucking disgusting. And I mean, the gloat is going to be, it's going to be fucking epic. It's going to be legendary.
Ric Flair level. Ric
it-
Flair level. Like, I
dude.
can't keep these alligators down.
I am building up right now. I'm trying to be humble. This is all me being humble.
Garbs.
I'm being humble right now. When it goes, it's gonna fucking go, man.
I'm gonna be excited to see everybody be like that. I'm gonna try my very best. Like in my what I believe to be my moralistic worldview, I want to believe that I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm cool. I understand that you're upset that you didn't get in, and I'm sorry that sucks. But it's just life. There'll be other opportunities for you. You know, I think that I'm gonna try and be that person. I'm really thinking in my head, fucking dumbass.
I got a whole list of concerned trolls that have DM'd me that telling me that I'm putting myself out and I got to be really, really careful, and I've made myself public, and this whole hex thing's going to take me down, and you've bought into the devil, and I mean all kinds of weird shit DMs that I've gotten from some people. But I got a list of them, and motherfuckers, you're going to hear from me. You're going to hear from me after big payday. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm not going to glow too much.
Hire a couple people to paint all the stop signs, the Hex logo, and then write stop over top of them. So every time they go to a stop sign, there's the Hex. Constant reminder of what they missed out on.
We got to make a standard sticker that just fits on the stop sign, so that we can.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I don't want to. I like the sticker idea. I like that idea a lot.
Stickers are cool, man. Stickers are awesome because, like out here in we have this little surf spot called Trestles, and the thing out there is like surf stickers. So when you get off of the freeway there, the newest, latest, greatest sticker is on all of the signs there, and that's where what's his name? I forget the artist, but the guy who did the Obey. Sticker, and there's a big show out on him, and he's the one who did the Obama the red and blue thing, that photo or whatever. He's a real cool artist, but like his stickers were always out there. They were putting his stickers putting his stickers up everywhere. So that might be a pretty decent, cool campaign for.
They work really well. I did. Back when I was doing music festivals, we made some girls had the idea they're like, man, we need, we're getting all stoned, and they're like, we need killing it stickers. So I made a bunch of they were like award badge, like little golden award lapels, from school. And they said we either had killing it stickers or we had hater stickers. So you could just if somebody was being a fucking shithead, you could tag them with a hater
we need
sticker.
A stick your hex campaign is what we need.
And they're so huge, man. I think people latched onto those way more than I expected them to. And eventually I had people asking me to print out more roll. I was I made probably at least 20,000, 30,000 of those stickers for different, just people wanted the fuck out of those rolls, and then sure as shit, you'd see them everywhere around for a while.
Yeah, Shepard Ferry was that guy's name. And he just had a cool, man. I'm telling you, we could do something cool and just make a sticker and just start fucking putting it everywhere. Just put it everywhere. What is this?
Yeah,
thing?
I really hope.
What is Hex?
Yeah, I really hope that I want Richard to go to turn the Hex store on and actually have all that material actually purchase them because there is. I'm pretty sure there's a sticker on there too. There's a lot of other stuff because I made a shirt myself, but I can't really crank up the
make 100,000 stickers for yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's all for myself.
Once the AA ends, there's going to be a lot of switches thrown. I see that happening, It's just it's just the stipulations right now that are holding things up, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. It's trademarked. Yeah, it's trademarked.
I think that like yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. I mean, there's definitely some timing issues that will change once there's not so many coins being distributed every day.
Because then it's a free commodity. It's just market price. There's no buying it from anybody. They're buying it on the open market. It has nothing to do with the OA or nothing to do with Richard at that point. It's just a living entity. And if he wants to promote it, at that point, he's promoting it as an investor, not as a company, you see.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, that's true. I wonder what his stipulations are right at the moment, considering that like you can wear the shirt, but you can't say certain things. I mean, it's.
And I think really the reason
the gloves are off, and then we'll
copywriting everything is for, so you're not selling it and making a profit off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which, like, again, that's what hampers all of us from like going full throttle at it too. Which I mean,
Right.
I get it.
Right on.
It's fine. Right. Gives us plenty of time to gather more.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun, and it's been 3 freaking hours, and everybody is probably dead from streaming all day with 5 hours of good texture and 2 or 3 hours of Hexo and another 3 hours of us. I appreciate all of you coming here. Thanks for all the lemons and the ice creams and the subscription guys. You chat room, you guys are the best. Appreciate you all. And until Wednesday, hopefully we're going to have us a guest on Wednesday that is going to knock your socks off. That's our hopes. But until then, we'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.